All right, all right. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and oh, you know what? We got to get live on the other platforms. You know what? We are upgrading and we are actually going to be using our broadcast here to spread to podcasts. So if you are not able to look at the video app or whatever the case may be, we'll be on iTunes, Anchor, Spotify, all of that. So you'll be able to find and listen to the show. And if you need to see visuals, you can come over to YouTube and Facebook and see that. So we are live on Twitter. We're live on LinkedIn. And we are live on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in and get comfortable. Today we have a crazy topic that I wouldn't have believed if I didn't see this myself. So thank you to the Knockout who sent this to me, because we did that broadcast the other day where we were playing the guy, oh my Lord, looking for any excuse to blame Black women, saying welfare took his father out the home. Meanwhile, him and his siblings were the side babies, and his father was supposedly in somebody else's home and bouncing around like a rolling stone between homes. And when things didn't work out, his father tried to run him down with a car and take him out of this life. And he still blamed his mother and aunt. You got to go watch that video. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so on that broadcast, somebody asked the question, well, how would they felt that Black women coming to Black men and having these conversations, these tough conversations, was maybe a little too much for them, and that maybe they needed a Caucasian in the middle, a white man perhaps, because you know how so many of them look for the approval of white men and how they would behave in that environment. And so this is what I have for you here today. This video right here. So, oh my gracious, this video is a doozy. This woman on the right here is a defenseless pick-me, out there hoping for a Black man to accept her, begging for love and forgiveness. And I want you to see how the man behaves when she comes to him open arms. Other men had to step up and jump in. But you know what? Without further ado, let's introduce our star-studded cast here. Today, we have Cynthia G in the house. We have Nylah Says on the panel. So ladies, please come forward and introduce yourselves and let the ladies know, let the broadcast know who you are, what you specialize in, and what people can expect on your channel, and what you're looking forward to from today's broadcast.
Hi, I'm Nylah Says. My channel is Nylah Says and Nylah's Vibes. I like to talk about a variety of things such as politics, relationship issues, social topics, occult stuff, a little bit of everything. I also like to talk about, based on what I've learned from being in this space and under the tutelage of Cynthia, I like to kind of break down and analyze through characters, through life experiences, and tons of other things, how women are behaving in response to the dusty.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Cynthia, please come forward.
Hey, everyone. This is Cynthia G. Many of you may already be familiar, but in case you are not familiar, now I'm actually more focused on breaking down the psychology of the dynamic between Black men and Black women. I recently came to some revelations, and I'm using the revelations that I always have an issue with that word, so excuse the fact that I can't talk. I want to use my revelations that I've come to help Black women through this awakening process. And one thing about this particular video is that I saw it a while ago. I vaguely remember it, but I do remember it enough to know that it's actually a perfect example, and it's very fitting to where we're at now, because it shows a lot about the value that Black men do or do not place on Black women. So I'll say this: if you guys are interested in learning about the psychology of not just Black men, but our interaction with Black men as Black women, that is what you will find on my channel. And with this, I'm actually particularly interested in hearing Tanya and Nyla's perspective of it, because it's definitely a very interesting video. So thank you for inviting me to break this particular video down, because I completely forgot about it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming in and discussing this. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life, as it particularly relates to Black women. The bulk of my supporters, because we know a follower, we know a viewer, and we know a supporter are different things. So the bulk of my supporters are Black women. And so I create content to cater to what's on your heart and minds. And we happen to be in a space in society right now where there's an awakening happening. There is a winter of sorts which is coming. And that winter, you're going to need to prepare yourself. This woman here in this video, oh no, she was not prepared. She came there thinking that if she bared herself down, and I told you there's a difference between a mate and a mat, because you can make yourself flat as you can be down on the floor, and people will step on you and still ask why you're not flat enough, why the bumps of your body are inconvenient to their feet. So I'm let's jump into this video without any further ado. This is our first time with me doing the panel and my camera on. So let me get a, we need to, okay, so here we have this, and how do I need to get my cam on here. Oh, now Nyla's gone. All right, we'll figure, you know what? I know what to do. While we're watching the beginning part of the video, I'll get my stuff together behind the scenes.
Here.
What'd you say?
I think Nyla's still here. I see her on the
Yeah,
main
but
frame.
not on the broadcast. I have to create the way for it to come up on the broadcast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my feed in and just bring the feed out to the broadcast and take myself off from here. I got it. Don't you worry. We learn along the way, but I'm becoming a pro at this. All right, so let's jump into this right here. Here we go.
This whole thing is overwhelming and saddening to me.
Yeah.
Tell me again
too.
what you perceive to be the problem.
I came here with an agenda, and I had to throw that out the door.
Why?
Because I just want to say, Jonathan, Black man, embrace me.
You are sexy.
Embrace me.
I don't like
right
your
now.
attitude.
Oh my Lord. You know what? Listen, ladies, you see how it's already beginning, right? There's
another part to this, actually. I think that there's one before. If I vaguely remember, I think Ray J was on this one.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that there's another part where they're sitting up having a discussion about, the typical issues between Black men and Black women. I believe so. I think there's another part. There's some people in the chat box saying that they remember it. So if you guys in the chat box correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there is a part before it got to this.
Oh, you know what? Okay. So if there's somebody who can send me hold on, oh my Lord, what has happened? Oh my gracious. Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness, my solution did not work. Oh, hold on. I have got to fix my thing. If there's somebody who
But
has
why is the struggle bandit so mad?
You know why he's mad. And I heard he's dead now too. You know why he's mad.
Oh,
you know why he's
unfortunate.
mad. Really? Yeah, so let's start from the beginning. Listen, if there's somebody who has the full video, please come to my website, TanyaTKO.com, click on contact, send me a link of a greater portion, because this right here is 2 minutes, and this is all that I've seen. So ladies, if you're ready, I'm ready to continue going forward. I'm actually going to go back, and we're just going to let it play through one time, and then we'll break it down.
Okay. All right.
This whole thing is overwhelming and saddening to me.
Yeah.
Tell me again
too.
what you perceive to be the problem.
I came here with an agenda and I had to throw that out the door.
Why?
Because I just want to say, Jonathan, black man, embrace me.
You are sexy.
Embrace me.
I don't like
right
your
now.
attitude.
What?
I don't like your attitude.
Jonathan.
I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Do you forgive me?
I tell you what. Hear this out. No.
There you go.
Forgive me, black man. Forgive me.
No. Listen.
This is a big man.
I'm asking for your forgiveness for anything that we've done to hurt you. Because all we want is you. All we want is you.
Y'all not listening. If I'm making my money, I make my money. College degree or no college degree. If I'm bringing home the money and I'm not cheating on you and I'm faithful, and you have my child, I'm your man. Give me a hug.
There we go.
Give me a hug.
Hey. No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Now, wait a minute now they gonna have the angry come back out.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I am trying to see you at a place, and I'm trying to meet you at a place of peace, and I'm asking you for your forgiveness and telling you that I love you and I care about you and that I want you and I respect you, and then you disrespect me. And that is where the pain and the anger is coming from, right, sisters? We're tired of being disrespected, overlooked. We're tired of it. It's been going on for too long, for too many centuries, hundreds of years, and we're sick of it. And we do not want our black men to turn their backs on us.
Alrighty, ladies.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the first part of that because you really have to see the first part of that.
Really?
Of that whole thing. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to do a little research on Google because I know because that's the Life Changers episode, right?
I don't know. Oh yes.
And the title
yes, it says 10/21/2011.
Yeah, so it should be one of his Life Changers episodes. So I'm gonna try to still find it, but I do want to say this just from that one clip, and it will be exponentially better if we have the beginning part of it. Trust me, and it will be a lot better. But
okay, based
on that one clip, this is black male worship. It just is what it is, where she's literally sitting there begging this black man who is very disrespectful. And really throughout the entire discussion, he was overly, just like a typical trash bag, overly emotional, entitled to women who don't want him, coming with the same dusty narrative. You know, they have attitudes, this, that, and the third. And so essentially what she's doing is she's over here begging this black man for forgiveness, which only caused him to be more arrogant and then grope her. And this is one of the things that I say that black women need to stop doing, because when you elevate black men to this position and come to him and bow down and ask him for forgiveness, when the problem between black men and black women started with black men, it just is what it is. But when you engage in that behavior, you're only emboldening them to be as arrogant and entitled as that man just got.
All right. So, what do we do? So you're looking for that right now. You know what? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off my camera really quickly and mute while I look for the whole clip. Okay.
So you know what we'll do? Nylah, what are your thoughts so far on what it is that we've seen? Because we're going to go by piece and break this down. But we're going to also wait for Cynthia to also get, oh goodness, somebody's saying somebody needs the block party. Nylah, thoughts so far?
Yeah, that's a troll. Okay, so just watching this is just, it's really, it's taking me to a place that I really don't want to go to. It's exactly what Cynthia said. It is an unwarranted amount of entitlement. Just listening to him talk, she obviously this is not their first conversation, so she already knows that this man has some sort of issue with entitlement. His temper is not even enough based on what we know the conversation is about. And giving that type of man that level of respect and honor is a complete detriment. This man, first of all, behaves like a child. Even when expressing himself, when he says, if you have my baby, and if I do that, men who are doing the work do not need all that extra. They're going to do the work, and that's just going to be it. What they will do, if you're not appreciating the work, or if there's something wrong, they will remove themselves. But what they're not going to do is pout and have a temper tantrum and try to get you to validate themselves because they're self-validated. You do not want to be in the presence of a man that needs validation through you bowing down. Okay? Because he's going to constantly need that, and you're going to constantly find yourself in a position of your head bowed to his temper tantrum. Okay? It is not worth it. And just like he said, I think somebody just sent the other clip to me. Let me send it to you real quick. Let me mute real quick. So I'm at the drive-thru at Starbucks.
Oh, goodness. All right. So I'm going to wait for that link, and then we'll see what the next clip has, and then we'll go from there. I'm stunned by what it is that I saw. Why don't we do this real quick? Let's jump to a quick commercial break, because we're going to need commercial breaks for the podcast. If you are listening to this on the podcast, you can always come over to YouTube or Facebook to see the video so that you can see the grope. But if you need to listen to the audio, you got that. So let's jump to a quick commercial, and then we'll be right back. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text. All right, so welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and on LinkedIn. And today we're talking about this demonic Dusty who gropes this pathetic pick-me who is there bearing herself before him, begging for forgiveness. It was strange, it was inappropriate, and we've just received another clip. We do have Nylah Says and Cynthia G on the panel. So thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you so much for participating in the discussion. We're going to take a look at the other clip that we just got, and then we're going to break it down piece by piece. Let's continue. This is unbelievable.
Why do you choose that loser to get pregnant by?
I don't have children.
So is the whole issue here, from your perspective, unwanted pregnancy? Is that what your perspective is?
I am from Southern Louisiana. I done seen many, many, many single mothers, baby mamas. And you know what? I get this is California. I get all that. But in the South, Atlanta, from Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, that's where majority of the black people stay. No, that is where the majority of the black people stay.
Why is he hollering?
Anybody? Well, just to understand, are you from the South? Okay. These guys are. These guys. Can I have these guys are from the South? Is there any truth to what he's saying from your perspective? You look like it's not so true.
I'm sorry, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a professional parole officer. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I have no kids, and I'm a parole officer.
And you guys from the South, you want to comment? I'm going to hand the mic to you.
I would say there is some truth to what he's saying.
Okay.
Women need to know how to pick their man. But if this is all you have to pick from, then what do you do?
What was this mess? Oh, my Lord. Okay, so ladies.
Look,
yeah.
I'm still trying to find the full clip to look at, but listen, this literally tells you how non-progressive Black men's pathology is and how out of touch with reality they are in terms of creating the very situations that they complain about. It's the same dusty logic. It's single mothers, Black women are picking wrong, yada, yada, yada. This actual episode was an episode called Dr. Drew's Life Changers, I Refuse to Date My Race. So it's literally a man coming on there talking about how he refuses to date Black women. And you have this Black woman basically on there vying for his affection, much like what's happening now. You can go on TikTok and you'll see the same dynamic with Black women basically on here begging Black men to choose them and pick them. And so he was very emotional. He was basically Julius. That man was basically Julius, whining and crying and talking about single mothers and spewing his dusty trash bag logic. And then you have this pick-me Black woman coming on there and basically coddling him and contributing to it and begging to be picked. That is what the scenario is. But this is the same dusty logic that we always hear from Black men, the same dusty logic.
All right. So you know what? Why don't we do this? Let's break down the piece by piece, right? And then we'll break down the first video piece by piece, and then we will break down the second video. I mean, I don't see how much there is to break down in the second video. He was just hollering. But while you're looking for the next one, let's have our dialogue about this groping, this groping situation right here.
That's the entitlement. That's literally entitlement, and that comes from it never being corrected when they're little. When we're in school, we had this talk on my panel just a few days ago. We see the young boys, they touch the girls on their butt, pop their bras in the back, whatever, and the punishments are not, it's not translating that this behavior is wrong. And so they develop into men that do this. This is why they over empathize with and identify with sexual predators. All of this behavior comes out very young. The girls are taught to stay away from the boys, as opposed to the boys being cultured and civilized into respecting spaces and boundaries between women. So, but we do have to recognize that sometimes women are cultivating this environment too. Like the boys have to be checked. They have to be cultured with some sort of decency.
Yeah. You know what? Special shout out to a knockout that just sent me. I don't know if she wants a shout out. I'll just give her an initial shout out of her initial. So we have C. Parker. Thank you so much, C. Parker. She sent me a 35-minute clip. So Cynthia, rest assured, we have it now. We have the entire thing. So we're going to look at it for more context.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and then so what we'll do is we'll go piece by what we see. So this is unfolding live as we are on air. This is why it's so important for you to be a part of the text notification squad so that you could be in the house as the broadcast is happening. So let us get this. I'm going to load this up right now for us. I need somebody to take over the mic while I'm loading up the video. Ladies.
I'll take over in just 1 second. I got to chew this food really quickly because that's not gonna bite of food. What? Sue me. Listen, you guys, I am really glad that Tanya was sent this clip because I'm telling y'all, I watched it a long time ago before I even got on YouTube. And if I would have remembered this clip, I would have been using it because it is a perfect example of what we talk about. Like, this literally embodies the mentality of Black men and how they sit up here with this delusional reprobate mind talking about single mothers demeaning and disparaging Black women, but it also shows the contradiction that we live in, that I told you guys about. There is a contradiction in terms of how we live, where you have Black women pursuing Black men and Black men basically saying, well, no, I don't want you for this reason, that reason, and 10 other reasons that got nothing to do with nothing except the fact that he's a trash bag. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I got the clip loaded. Thank you so much for that. All right, so if you all are ready, Cynthia, you are the GOAT. Thank you. Chewing food and all, you handled it. They said you always eating, Cynthia. Is that true?
It kind of is. And I also have, if we're able to get to it, the Black woman, after being on that show, she actually did a video where she was talking about her interaction with this dude and what she expected. So if it's a 4-minute and 15-second clip. So if we end up having time, then I'll just send you that video and we can possibly review that.
Send it to me. Send it to me. We'll make time for it because I think it's important to see her follow up. All right. So let's jump into this here that we have. All right. So this is the full video. I'm going to skip around a little bit just so we can get a sense, because the video is 40 minutes long. So I don't know how much of this 40 minutes we need to see. Ladies, what are your thoughts? We'll go.
I don't think I've seen the entire 40 minutes, but I can tell you what, maybe we should just call it by ear. If we feel like it's not relevant, then just don't go over it and skip past it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to skip around a little bit just to kind of get a sense. So let's go.
How do you choose that loser to get pregnant by?
I don't have children.
So this is the part we just saw.
And you know what? I get this is California. I get all that.
Okay, these guys are can I have from the South? These guys are from the South. Is there any?
Okay, so this is the part we just saw. Did we see her talk?
Some truth to what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, that was the woman. Okay, so here, this is.
And I had to.
Here, so this is. It starts out like this.
It's saddening to me.
Yeah.
Tell me again what you perceive to be the problem.
I came here with an agenda, and I had to throw that out the door.
Why?
Because I just want to say, Jonathan, Black man, embrace me.
You are sexy.
Embrace.
All right, what are your thoughts on this part so far, ladies? I mean, come on, what is this mess?
The whole embrace me thing is getting on my nerves. The fact that, that she's doing any of this is just ridiculous. And quite frankly, I'm embarrassed. Black women need to stop shrinking so that they can be big men.
I think that this shows a number of different things. The first thing it shows is why Black men don't take Black women seriously, because that woman said that she came up there for an agenda. But I think once she saw that screaming, hollering Black man who was rejecting Black women, her Black male worship kicked in, and she decided that she was going to put herself in a position to where she was going to then vie for her attention. That's not anything that she should have done. I think that Black women like that are particularly problematic, because it's like, you should have just went with your original agenda. At least say what it is that you came here to say, because she had a lot of issues with Black men and what they were doing, but she immediately put it to the side when he started going into his emotional tangent about attitudes and all of single mothers and all of these things. And there's something in Black women that clicks automatically to where she needs to comfort and coddle the Black man and make sure he is not upset. So I think that's why she walked over there, because her whole thing is she wasn't serious about her agenda anyway. Her whole thing is that I'm going to get this Black man to change his mind. I'm going to be that Black woman that's going to change this man's mind. So then she gets up and says, embrace me, or whatever she said. I didn't hear the rest, the embrace me part. But that's essentially what she's doing. And this is why Black men don't take Black women seriously. Because every time there's an issue, we never stick to our issues and make Black men be accountable for it. He's in there talking about single mothers and them needing to pick better. But what she should have done is said, well, turned it around on him, asked him, what role do you think Black men play in terms of these single mothers? What role? Like, why is there never any accountability? She went there trying to place accountability, but then her Black male worship kicked in.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're taught, it's stuck in our brain, and they're doing it repeatedly. There's another cycle going on of this. There is a shaming of single mothers, but there is not a shaming of single fathers. There's not any shame in a man creating children. He is not shamed. He's not ostracized. He's not given any accountability. No one is dragging him. It's not a big deal. But women, from the time we get our menstrual cycles, your big mamas, your abuelitas, whatever you have, they're telling you don't get pregnant, but they are not giving that same energy to the men. They're just not. And so they, like, just by virtue of them listening to us be cultured that way, they know they don't have to be responsible, and no one's going to hold them accountable.
Yeah. You know what? I want to take a look at the at this part right here, right? So I want people to see that. I want people to see, right? So she's on the show, right? So I want you to see, she came on with the push-up bra. You see her bosom is pushed into the middle. She has on the knees out and the skirt short. And I think that there was a part of her that wanted to be visually appealing. You know, you got on the bright red and you're looking sexy and cute. So I think there's a part of her that wanted to, I don't know, prove her worth, her viability sexually, show that she hasn't hit the wall, that she's still young and fertile and buxom and all of this stuff, in a way to be appealing and enticing. I guess on a show where men are like, oh, I don't date black women. She's like, well, I'm a sexy black woman or whatnot. And she's sitting there, she gets up and she's like, yeah, you know, let me come and comfort you, right? So she gets up.
You know, I came here with an agenda and I had to throw that out the door.
Why?
Because I just want to say, Jonathan, black man, embrace me.
You are sexy.
Embrace.
And you see, look at his body language. She gets up.
With an agenda and I had to throw that out the door.
Why?
Because I just
Look, you see, she's in the submissive position, right? Head bowed. Like if you look at dogs in the animal kingdom, right? The one who is submissive puts their head down. So she has her head down. She's looking towards the floor. And those of you who grew up in the Latino culture or in Latino cultures across the world, you know that it is expected of children to put their head down. If you look an adult straight in their eyes while they're chastising, you can get into more trouble. So it is expected for children to look down towards the floor. That is the position of submission. And so there are a lot of men out there who beg for your submission, right? So she's in the submissive position. She's in this short dress. You don't see any hidden weapons. There's nothing baggy on there that she got the burner under there, nothing. You see, she's sexy, buxom, curvy, fertile looking, and all of that. Head down, and she comes to him in the submissive position. And I want you to see his body language. Look at his body language. You see, he's leaned back, chin up. Chin up is the position of anger and aggression, right? So
arrogance. And arrogance. His stance screams arrogance.
Yes. And then then she comes up to him.
You are sexy.
embrace me.
I don't like.
And you see, he instantly goes into anger. And this alerts the other men on the stage. You see how he has his hand, his finger. I mean, this is a woman, a soft woman coming up to him in a submissive position. They say they want you to be submissive, but why? A man who is truly there and understands the unique position that women are in doesn't expect for a woman to submit to just anybody. He expects for a woman to test and see whether or not that man is worthy of submission, but they demand submission from you for what? So that you can be there as the mat instead of the mate. So you see his hand is up, right? Pointing in her face aggressively, right?
Your attitude. What? I don't like your attitude.
Jonathan.
I'm sorry.
Can you go back to his stance really quickly before she gets up and talks about black man embrace me? Because I want to see something. Because I'm betting the minute that she got up and started saying black man embrace me, that's likely when his stance changed. Because now he knows she's putting herself in a subservient position. And then he the first thing he mentions is, oh, you're sexy. So he's sexualizing this woman, although he just got done talking about single mothers. like it's such a contradiction.
You're right about that. You're right. So let me so back to where? How far should I go back?
Just like a little bit before to see what they were doing before she entered herself into that discussion. Because I would love to see what his body language looks like.
You know what? I have a feeling that because we're looking at the 35-minute video. I have a feeling that they put this part in the beginning because they wanted to kind of rope us in. I have a feeling that they're going to show a little bit more further in the video.
Oh, okay.
So, because it doesn't show much before that, because as soon as the open credits, you see the open credits right there, they played this part, but I'll scrub through the video to see if I can find like when she gets onto the stage. Oh, what the heck is this? Okay, so this looks like the interaction right here. Okay, so let's play, what? All right, so let's play this right here. It's showing something else in here. What is this?
And we as black men, we know.
Oh, somebody's talking. I think this is someone's vlog.
All Jergens lotion.
Oh, what the heck?
You should play that dustiness too.
I'm sorry?
I kind of feel like you should play his dustiness too.
Listen, I don't even know what's going on. I guess that I didn't know that this is what that was. I didn't know that we were in somebody else's vlog. So I wonder how much of the actual, because this is 35 minutes, I wonder how much of the show we actually are going to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let me see what we have here. So
finest fucking black women that, by the way.
Okay, so yeah, so this is, I don't think we have much of the video. I think it's really just this. Damn it. It's just this man talking. Does anybody have?
Doesn't matter because he's crazy.
Yeah, he's just playing the thing over and over. It's looping. So it's the same footage. Can anybody find the actual video? Are you still looking for it? Yeah, we need the video. We need the video. So
yeah, I'm still looking for it.
All right, yeah, do your thing, cause I don't know. Yeah. We'll go back to the other video that we had, but I'm saddened by that. That's too bad. That's too bad. All right, so let us. All right, here we go. Okay, so, all right, let me get this. Okay. All right. So let's get back to I'm gonna go back to the original video that I had where it just shows the whole groping. That way we know where we are in the video because it's easier to scroll through on a shorter video. All right. So we have them coming out. She decides to get up and come up to embrace him. You see her arms are out. She's in her cute little dress. And then she goes up to him. And his first thought is,
I don't like your attitude. What?
And you hear the men in the background. What's going on? What's happening?
I don't like your attitude.
Jonathan. I'm sorry. Do you forgive
me? And it looked like, did you all see, for a moment, it looked like she wanted to kneel down on the ground before him. Did you see that? Look, because she kind of dips down. Look.
Do you forgive me?
Hold on. I just want you to see. It looks like she wants to kneel before him. Just take a look.
Jonathan. I'm sorry.
You see how she looks like she wants to go down, right?
Do you forgive me?
She does.
I tell you what. Hear this out. No.
There you go.
Forgive me, black man. Forgive me.
No. Listen.
And you see, I don't know if you all know this person right here. This is Paul Brunson in the background. Mm-hmm. Paul Brunson is a certified matchmaker, and he's been in the industry for quite some time. He's married, he has children, and he stays getting booked for gigs because he's black, he's male, and we exalt, as long as you have a penis, you got some melanin, we exalt you in this space. So he's on this show and he starts to get up because he sees that this man, he can sense that the energy is off, right? So I want you to see this part right here.
This is a big one.
I'm asking for your...
Look, what do you see inside of this piece that is strange? What's strange about this? I'm going to zoom in for you all. What's strange? I want to see who can get what's strange about this piece.
Why is his fist balled up?
Fist balled up? Like, seriously.
Yeah,
thank you.
His fist is balled up and she's not...
Because he's a hostile, dusty, angry bird, and she can't even see how literally the more submissive that she becomes, the more she asks for forgiveness, the more she panders to him, the more aggressive he actually becomes with her. It's not softening him. It's not calming him down. It's making him more aggressive, and that's why he felt comfortable grabbing on her.
Yeah,
yes.
And I mean, it's something about that spectrum that they're on, because like, even if you think about our interactions when Dusty's calling to our different shows, do you notice the more assertive and firm that we become, that they start to behave better?
Yeah.
But when we're meeting them, when we're talking to them like they're normal thinking men and human, they get aggressive. But like when you're aggressive back, they retreat. It's like you can't, like, it's something about their spectrum.
You know, Nylah, I'm really happy that you brought that up, because it always ends the same way. It always ends the same way. It's like you exude your femininity at them, right? And they continue to get buck and rah-rah. And it's not until you actually have to step into that Mother Nature energy, the Mother Nature energy that will rip down buildings and send waves hotel high over your head, right? That they then get in line. And they say, oh, we want you submissive, we want you submissive. But when you have that feminine energy, they don't appreciate it. They use that as a way to pummel you down further. And it's like you have to. It's like when dealing with Black men, and there's a lot of women out there who deal with Black men. And Black men are like, oh, we'll go where the women are submissive. But how are those women treated? Cynthia's platform, for those of you who don't know Cynthia G, you must check out her platform. Her platform is revolutionary in terms of exposing. We have the internet now, and we can see in real application what actually is happening. What is really happening after the wedding bells, or after they close the doors? How are they really treated? Are the children taken care of? Are they languished and lavished with praise and good treatment? Are they treated well? Or do they get the same Black men that Black women get? The same ones that Black women have been complaining about. Like somebody on my Facebook page, somebody from Nigeria, Okafor, an Igbo dude, came to my post to tell me how I'm creating division among Black men here in America, and we need to get it together. I had to tell him to shut that shit, sit his ass down and be quiet, because they have no leeway to talk about what's going on here in this country. It's like Black men, listen. Don't let me start working on empowering women in Nigeria to speak up, because there are issues out there, and there are men who want you to shut your mouth instead of talking about the issues. But the only ways that the issues can get uncovered, listen, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, because there are a lot of women all around the world that need to rise up. And just like you said, Nylah, you get soft, you be soft, you get submissive, and what happens? They use that to dominate. They use that to be domineering. They use that to beat you down. And it's not until you deepen your voice Like I had Julius on the phone the other day, and I had to actually get real close and talk directly into the microphone so that this man could hear me and understand what it is that I'm saying. But it's like, why do we have to get that way? Why must we be that way? Why? Ladies, in your opinion, why do you think that we have to be that way?
I think it's because a lot of these men, they view dominance through the lens of their oppression, where they like the ultimate form of dominance for them is coming from the white male. And they view his oppression of them as power. And they do not know how to operate in relationships outside of that dynamic, which is very, very toxic and very oppressive. So having an oppressive nature without having the ability to oppress anyone, okay, because they don't have the power to oppress anyone but their women and children. So they're exercising and somewhat imitating, and this is something that they said. The gentleman that called in to my show last week, he said, this is what we learned this from the white man. So this is absolutely what they're saying and what I'm actually viewing this as. And for me, it's just it's their rendition of what is being done to them. And instead of aiming their darts or their energy or their anger towards their actual oppressor, they just use this energy to try and oppress.
Yes.
And which is why they typically, if you really watch them, they start to calm and stand down if you meet that energy. Now, their energy is not masculine, and I wouldn't call it feminine because we don't want to disrespect the feminine, but it is something in between masculine and feminine that is very toxic, that energy that they're exuding. And it has to, the only way you can kind of temper it is to dominate it, because they are used to being dominated. Have you noticed that when Taz comes into conversations, first of all, they're going to avoid a masculine voice. They're going to avoid masculine conversations. When he comes into the conversations, because sometimes I get him, they turn into children. They turn into children, or either they retreat from the conversation.
Wow. You know what? And you know what? When we played that video, if you all haven't seen it, we played it in the Demonic Mammy. Did we play it in a Demonic Mammy video? Or was it, what video did we play Taz's clip in? Was that in the Jezebel video?
I don't remember.
You know what? I have it in the description. Yeah. But when we did that video, when he was on the panel with Sonetta and Judas and a bunch of different people, and he was in his gruff voice, the other men, like Sonetta even softened his voice when Taz was on the panel, and when Taz got kicked off of the panel, Sonetta then got bass back in his voice. I thought that was really interesting. And so
if you watch a lot of the panels, you see it happens. That's very common. Their voices either get higher when his comes in, or they kind of lose it until he's off. But they will tell you that it's his voice. They talk about his voice.
Wow. All right. Well, you know what? We've gotten some more clips. I think Cynthia found some. So what we're going to do is we're going to
say something really quickly though.
Go ahead, my dear. Go ahead.
I'm on his website. I'm trying to find it, but this video keeps playing. But I'm on his actual website trying to find it. But I will say this. First of all,
your sound is really bad, Cynthia. What's going on?
What'd you say?
Your sound is really terrible. It's choppy.
Okay, let me switch my microphone. Give me 1 second. It wasn't on the microphone that I needed to have it on.
Okay,
but hopefully
there. It's good.
Okay, so it's important to understand that first and foremost, there isn't a group of women on the face of the planet who submits to Black men. Women of no color don't submit to them. These so-called feisty Latinas don't submit to them. And there's no reason to, because these women already know that they have social dominance over Black men. And a woman who knows that she has social dominance over a man, she's not going to submit to that man. So women of no color don't submit to Black men. What Black men are doing is trying to bogart submission out of Black women, because it's just like what Nylah and Tanya said. Black women are the only ones that they can dominate. And see, in this video, it was a perfect example of a man who initially came on there whining and crying. And that's why I sent you that clip, because it's a behind the scenes, but he shows some different clips. It's some different parts in there that we can comment on that the other clips are not showing. That man came on there to basically say he does not date Black women for all of the reasons that we constantly hear now. Keeping in mind, this was in 2011, this is 2021, this was a 10-year-old video. So it's showing the lack of mental progression in Black men and how Black men have been using the same tactic that they've always been using, which is this forced notion of submission to gain sexual access to Black women. Because he said all of that about her attitude. He talked about these single mothers and these babies' moms and these women not choosing right, which in actuality, if a Black woman is choosing correctly, she wouldn't choose that man. Yet the first thing that he went to was her sexuality. He told her that she was sexy and then he groped on her. So that's showing you that there's a different value that Black men place on Black women versus the value that Black women place on Black men. Because she was in a position to where she's ready to bow down to him. She's ready to literally get on her knees and beg this man who has nothing to offer her for forgiveness. Meanwhile, this Black man is only seeing her as a sexual outlet. That's the only compliment he gave her is, oh, you're sexually attractive. But for Black women, that is all that they need. They simply want the validation of a group of men who literally have nothing to offer them. And in that other clip, Dr. Drew is going to allude to that, because one of the biggest issues that was brought up on the show is that Black women are succeeding Black men in success. And so this is a conquered group of men who literally know that they have nothing, but because they understand Black female psychology and the desire to get Black male validation, they're weaponizing what they can. They're weaponizing their access to women of no color. They're weaponizing the fact that they control marriage. They are weaponizing whatever they can because they understand the desperation of Black women.
So from what you're saying that Black men understand the psychology of Black women, but that Black women do not understand the psychology of Black men. Why? Well, how do you think that Black men got so good at understanding our psychology, but vice versa, it's not there?
Because Black men help to create the psychology of Black women. Black men help to create this Black male worshiping culture, and they reinforce it all day, every day. They reinforce it with religion. They reinforce it with, again, saying you're the seed of your father. You know, so the man, everything that he attaches himself to is you need to worship the man. You need to be subservient to the man. And Black women have been acquiescing to that, like, for as long as we've been in this country, despite the fact that Black men are not the ones who got us off the plantation. We went right into Jim Crow and start worshiping Black men. Then we start putting ourselves in the masculine position. So they've taken note to that. They've observed the fact that they haven't provided anything and we've still worshiped them. They already know that. So they understand our psychology. It's Black women who don't understand theirs. It's Black women who don't understand that Black men should be providing a number of different things that they're not providing, yet they have the arrogance to open their mouths to ask for submission. And we've even acquiesced to that. There is a lot of Black women who are submitting to Black men that need them to go 50-50 or more. So throughout this process of us showing what we're willing to tolerate, yes, Black men have learned what we value. They've learned what it is that we want from them. They learned what it is that they control. They learned what it is that we feel like we need to obtain in order to see value in ourselves. And they've used that and weaponized it against Black women. And they've been doing it and they're continuing to do it. It's just that simple. They definitely understand Black female psychology.
All right. Thank you for that. I have a question, though. because Men have been saying for quite some time what it is that they value. They've been saying they value submissive women, they value sexy women, they value young women. However, women give them those things and they don't get what it is that they want. How is it that, how are Black women supposed to navigate in a space where Black men are telling them that this is what they want, but then they do those things and they do not get the faithful, caring, loving provider that they felt that they were going to get? How is that? Why? Because you know what? It's like, so we have kitten heels telling women that they need to bust it wide open by the third date, right? Bust it open by the third date, have intercourse by the third date, or get dumped, right? But that's not going to lead women to where it is that they want to get. If we listen to what men want from us, we'd be having intercourse in parking lots up against the dumpster. We'd have unprotected intercourse. We'd be filled with diseases, with babies, with no fathers in the home, and all of this. So how is there such a gap between what it is that men say that they want, because women will tell you what they want. Oh, we want commitment, we want marriage. And then so these men come out on these dates and they're like, I'm looking to settle down. Meanwhile, that's an effing lie. Right? But they use this to spin this web around women that gets them in a flurry. And then the next thing you know, they're matching up their last name with his name after the first date. And then he's tricked her because she never caught on. How? How is this? How?
Well, because you have a socialization where essentially there's no balance. The entire socialization is telling women that you don't have any value unless you obtain the acknowledgement of a man that subsequently leads to marriage. That is what Black women are told that they need to obtain from men in general, or Black men and men in general. Many women are told this. The difference is that other women are told that what they need to require from a man, what they need to recognize in a man in order for him to even be the type that you should marry. That element is missing from the socialization of Black girls. We're told that we need to be his ride or die, which means you need to vie for his affection. He needs to put you through whatever he needs to put you through so you can prove your worthiness to this man. But that's not what the men are being taught. The men are being taught essentially what the women are being taught, just in the reverse. As the man, he's taught you need to run through these women, get them to prove themselves to you, prove their worth to you. But they're not being told that, look, you need to be a provider. You need to be a protector. You need to have integrity. You need to know how to treat a woman right. You need to keep a woman happy. So essentially, these women are pursuing the only thing that they're taught to pursue, which is marriage. They're not even pursuing a happy marriage. They don't even know how to sustain the marriage. They simply want the title. Because what do Black women run around here saying? Black women don't run around here saying really anything except I need to get the ring. I need to get the ring. I want to be a wife. I want to get married. They're not even saying I want a happy marriage. They think that automatically comes with it. But you can simply look at the divorce rate and see that clearly happiness is really not a common part of a marriage. If the divorce rate is nearly the same as the marriage rate, then that should tell you that happiness is not naturally a component. You have to make the relationship a happy quality relationship, i.e. marriage. But that's not what they're being taught. So Black women are being taught to go get this, but then they're listening to the man tell them, okay, if you want this marriage that you know is going to basically solidify your value, then you need to do this, that, and the third. But they're still not telling these women what they're going to do in return, because the socialization says that he already comes born with all that he needs to give in return, which is his Blackness and his maleness.
Yes.
And that's literally what they're coming to the table with. I'm Black and I'm male, so therefore I'm high value. You need to submit to me. And if you don't, I'm just going to go get a white woman. And we control marriage. So if you want this ring, you better do this, that, and the third.
Yes. You know what? Thank you so much for that. I did a video a few months ago, and there were actually men who laughed at my video. But in my video, I said some of the same exact things, that the men are taught to go out there, that you're going out there looking for marriage. Do you all remember that video? I'm looking for it right now, just so I could play that little clip from the beginning, that you're out there looking for this happily ever after, and the men are there looking to bust their nut inside of you. That's it. That's it. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I have the clip on my Instagram page.
And he's thinking about after he busts the nut. The girls are set out there into the world looking for husbands and little Prince Charmings. And what they come into contact with is little niggas and little nicklets who have been put out there and taught to take some other man's daughter and bust nuts in her pussy and toss her aside. The problem is that when boys are going out there going to find themselves, the patriarch of the family goes to the boys and corrupts them. We're sending girls out there ill-equipped, filling their head with all types of damn fantasies from these books that they read about some knight in shining armor who's gonna come and save the damn day. We're sending girls out there with no damn armor, and we're equipping boys for war. And these girls are going out there to the damn slaughter. War going on out there, and women are losing this battle. She's thinking about happily ever after, and he's thinking about after he busts the nut. The girls are set out there.
All right, that's the clip right there. And
but do you see what I do you see what I mean about the imbalance? Because even when you were talking about the imbalance. He's told to go sow his wild oats. The woman is told that she needs to preserve herself so that she can be clean enough for this man to see value in her. And so you just, the whole scenario, which really stems from religion, if we go all the way back into it, we're going to bump up against religion. Because if you notice, Tanya, what have they been using to justify their defense of Polite? Religion and the Bible. That is what they're using. They're using religion and the Bible to justify that.
How? What are they saying?
With the Hebrew Israelite belief system that somehow in the Bible it says it's okay to R a woman and that it's okay to call her a bitch. So it's gonna always go back to religion and what Black women are choosing to subscribe to. And that's why I talk about this notion of being the seed of the father, because it's small things like that you think does not have a big impact, but your subconscious mind is saying these things do have a big impact because all of those belief systems tell you that this man is important. And as a woman, that you are not. You can only gain importance by being tied to him. And essentially with Black women having this willingness to see all of these good traits and worthiness in Black men, despite the fact that he provides nothing to her, all the while Black men have this entitled attitude and think that Black women are not fulfilling her role. And her role is to give him whatever he wants, regardless to whether he has anything to provide. It just is what it is. This is the culture that we have facilitated. So honestly, even though it's dusty, Black men to a degree are acting the way that they should be acting based on the type of socialization that they have. And this is why you can look at the fact that they fail regardless to the race of woman that they're with.
Wow. You know what? You just spoke a word. Thank you. You know, because we're recording this for podcast as well, we have to jump to a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to play the rest of this video. Then we have the behind the scenes video, as well as the follow-up video that this woman said. So this guy was a vlogger on YouTube. He made toxic videos, and sometime between then and now, he ended up meeting his maker. I don't know how, but if you all out there know, please by all means let us know. But quick commercial break, and then we'll come right back.
Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist and a certified life coach from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. Today, we are reviewing this video with this demonic Dusty who gropes the pathetic PickMe, who bared herself before him, begging for forgiveness. It's so embarrassing and so saddening. And I'm going to read the apples real quick, and I want to let you ladies know I'm going to be splitting the apples 3 ways with you all today. So whatever apples comes in, I'm going to split with the rest of the panel because I feel like your contribution here is essential to the conversation. So thank you, ladies, for participating. Thank you for being here. You all are making this broadcast, so thank you so much. Thank you. So as you know, here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, we are in here. So Denisha sends $3 and says, I love all 3 of you. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Denisha. We appreciate your love and support. Thank you. Kristen sends $10 and says, do black men submit to white women because white women are less femme than black women? No, black men submit to white women because of white men, because white women have the social power and they know that they have to fall in line. The women come into those relationships knowing that that man is a broken buck. He walks into situations where white men see him and knows that he has given in. He's not standing in his true full power. He is coveting what his oppressor has. Cynthia calls them throwbacks. I won't. But he's coveting what may not be desirable in the oppressor's community, and he's running after any crumbs that can fall off of the white man's plate. And she knows with one phone call, with one holler outside. I mean, some of you out there who are in these relationships with women who have had relationships with white men who produce children, and you as your black self, you're walking around with the children in Target, and even the children have you submissive to them because they know all they have to do is scream, stranger danger, and people are going to look at your black ass and those white kids, and they're going to come rough you to F up and bust you down onto the ground. You already know that. So you go into the situation submissive. I'm sorry if this is painful for some of you to hear. And listen, I'm tired of you white women sending me messages behind the scenes trying to put me in my place. Listen, you don't know say who me be. You cannot come and put me in my place. I am unapologetic in my stance. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. They know. They stand in front of you and stop you from getting into your homes. And even the men who don't know them, submissive to them, they stop you from passing by on the sidewalk. I have seen white women standing behind the cars of black men and stopping them from getting out of their parking spaces. I've seen it time and time again. They know. They know that you're submissive to them. And then you go into these relationships coveting what the white man has thrown back. And then you go in there thinking that the white man is going to see you as some sort of man, but he only really sees you as a boy, as the broken buck that he designed you to be. That you're up there. Imagine a child. I don't want the black dolly. I want this white dolly, and thinking that you're feeling powerful. No, you're not powerful. They know say that you're broken. They know. All right, so I'm going to give you a thumbs up on that. Thank you for your comment. William sends $20 and says, just support all love, heart, love unconditional TKO. All right, I don't believe in unconditional love unless it's the love that you're getting from the Most High. Every other love I feel that needs to have conditions on there. Because if I give you a love and you want to bust me upside my head or talk down to me, there are conditions on that. And one of the conditions is respect. You must say you respect me. You must. Because if you don't, it's gone. You're out of there. I don't beg anybody for respect. This is why I'm surprised by all of the men who are on my platform who don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, pull up your sack like a man and go someplace where you do want to be. It's as simple as that. Nonetheless, thank you so much. Thank you. Crystal sends $10 and says, keep your morals and watch the dust pass by. You know, if you listen to your intuition, child, the dust will pass by. Makiba sends $25. Thank you, Makiba. Thank you. Thank you. And Ebony, Ebony sends $75 and says, this is God's work you ladies are doing. Love y'all. Thank you. I'm gonna give you 3 hands in the air to represent all 3 of us. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Lisa sends $30 for support. Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate you all. Dion sends $25 and says, love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, and Lisa Roxanne sends $15 and says, for the lovely trio. Hey, thank you. 3 hands in the air. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to come back to the apples in just a moment. Let's go ahead and reset on the panel, and everybody come forward, introduce yourselves. Cynthia, your picture is up. So Cynthia, talk to us. Tell us who you are. What will people find on your platform? And how and what your specialty is. Go ahead.
Hey, you guys, I'm Cynthia G, and on my channel, I break down the pathology of Black men, their manipulative tactics, like we're seeing in the video now, as well as using the failures of their relationships with the women that they say are their preferences or more feminine or more submissive, to show how the issue is Black men, and essentially Black men are using and weaponizing their access to other women to manipulate Black women into seeing themselves as the issue, rather than acknowledging that this is just a derelict group of men at the end of the day who don't want to do anything. And so if you want to learn about the pathology of Black men and their failed relationships with all of their preferences, and even in anyway, if you want to know what the psychology is, just come to my channel.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. Nylah.
And I'm Nylah Says, and I have 3 channels, but mainly we're going to talk about Nylah Says and Nylah's Vibes. And on my channels, I talk about a plethora of topics: social issues, celebrity issues, relationship topics, politics, esoteric stuff, and I do like to discuss what we're seeing happening, the relationship dynamics between Black men and Black women. And I like to help Black women see through a lens that sometimes I may be a little bit older than a lot of you, but I also have a kind of uncanny way of breaking down what we've been experiencing for the last couple of years through movies, through popular culture, and through experiences.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I am your host, Tanya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist. I specialize in using viral topics and delving into what the self-love lesson is in that topic as it relates to Black women in relationships. So that is my specialty, to teach you what are the things that we are seeing in these videos that are examples of self-love or self-abuse. All right, without further ado, let's jump back into this video. Thank you all so much for being here. The apples are still coming in, so I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get back to this right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so I asked you all what was strange about this video, and what was strange about the video is the fact that this man has about this part is that he has his fist balled up. If you see, she's in this, look, she's holding onto his hands. Her hands are not any place that can hurt him. She's soft and feminine. He has his fist balled up. And you see, you see the black dude on the panel right here, like, you see he's like wedging in between, like trying to make sure that, and you see, I want you to see his hand. I want you to see his hand. You see his hand right here is attempting to push the black man back so that he doesn't get too far up on this woman.
Forgiveness.
Why did it even have to, why did it get to this point? I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm pressing the wrong button. Why did it get to this point? He was so angry and she comes to him submissive. Let me just rewind it just a tiny bit so that we can know where we're at and then go from there.
Forgiveness for anything that we've done to hurt you, because all we want is you.
Look,
all we want is you.
Look, can you pause? Can you pause?
Yes.
See, because look, and this is why, so I sent you a video on WhatsApp. It's a behind the scenes where they're describing what the show is about, and seeing that will give context into why I have a problem with what she's saying. So essentially she just said she's gonna apologize for what it is that black women have done to black men, although they're literally discussing issues that black men have caused. Single mothers is an issue that black men are causing. So why would this black woman be apologizing for a condition that is caused by black men? And see, this is why I'm saying it's the problem, because black men know that they're derelict. There's no way that they don't know that they're derelict. All of what they're running around doing is manipulation. They know that they're derelict, but they know that black women don't even begin to have the expectation that black men should be doing certain things, despite living in a society where all other men are doing that. Black women, in their mind, it's somehow escaping them that black men should be doing certain things. And when he doesn't do certain things, which he hasn't, there is consequences and a domino effect to that. So because black men are derelict in their manhood, we have issues of single mothers, absentee fathers, the psychological damage that comes with that. Essentially, this black man came on this show to complain about himself and his counterparts, and then this black woman puts herself in a position where she's apologizing for that and taking accountability for something that she hasn't even done. This is the problem. This is why he was so arrogant. This is why he was so aggressive with her, because of the position that she took.
Yeah, and you know what? I will say this. Since watching your videos, I have definitely had a lot less patience in public, and I spend more time calling these men out on foolishness and realizing that we have crippled black men. We've crippled them from being able to really compete with other men because we're so busy clapping our hands, talking about Hercules, right? Because that's actually an insult to men. It's an insult and it doesn't equip them. It's kind of like the Olympics, you know? And if you pretend as if your man is the fastest runner and he's skipping or limping, he doesn't really get the chance to look at himself and truly, truly, truly work on competing against what's truly out there. It's like we have a skewed, because I think because of the situation that has happened here in America, we have a skewed vision of how well a black man can do. So many forces have been holding him down. He's been broken and buck broken. He's been lynched. Let's give a black man a break. They even talked about that in the R. Kelly documentary, that even though R. Kelly was out there assaulting girls and children and trafficking them and doing all, I don't even want to say the word, but just harming them. If you want, just go look at the plainest Jane. She's doing day by day of the court proceedings, and the stuff that was happening to them was just so terrible. But then the black woman in the surviving R. Kelly documentary was like, black women feel this guilt about really holding black men to account because they've been through so much already as a society. But what we fail to realize is that we've gone through the same things, except as women.
That's right. Women without protection.
You know, Tanya, what you just said made me think about the fact that Black women will provide excuses and reasons as to why Black men have not and should not be building or competing. Black women will provide these excuses as to why he shouldn't.
Excuses like what?
Will say, huh?
Excuses like what?
Like, for example, oh, well, he can't do it because white supremacy is holding him back. Oh, well, Black men can't build anything because they're always stopping him. They'll burn down, you know, communities and stuff. Oh, well, he can't do it because of this, that, and the third. So when you have a group of men who haven't tried to do any of those things, and the women in the community are not only accepting it, but justifying why he can't, all the while taking up the burden on her own and showing that she's capable of doing it, but giving him excuses as to why he should not have to do it. That is when you get the Black men that you have. Because if Black women can compete with white women, then why is it, despite all of this systemic oppression and the fact that whenever you go into a place of employment, 9 times out of 10, you're at the mercy of a white woman hiring you, then why is it that Black men are getting all these reasons and justifications as to why they're not competing? So absolutely, we do need to take accountability for it. We should have never accepted Black men's weakness. We should have never given them excuses as to why. Who cares? People get oppressed all the time. Black men are not the only men who have been oppressed. They're the only men who are using their oppression as a crutch and a reason to go lay down and nest. Because at the end of the day, if he has so much issue with his oppression, why is he laying up with the womb of it? He clearly doesn't. You wouldn't be nesting in the womb of your oppression if you took such an issue with the man oppressing you. No, Black men are making excuses, and we've allowed them to. And I've participated in that too. I was embarrassed looking at my old videos of how much I used to defend Black men. And I am embarrassed to do it. Embarrassed to just see how much I was coddling them. But at the end of the day, we're conditioned to be this way. And so when we make these excuses for Black men, just understand that you're standing in between him and stepping up to that mantle of manhood. Just know that.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen. That's right, Cynthia. Come through with the sermon. Nylah?
Yeah, I just want to say that that last part especially, it resonates so much with me because I too was guilty of that. I caped for them. I made excuses for them, not even in my personal life though. Just, you know, we're taught to look at them as a collective, but we're not taught the correct lens to look at the collective. So I did find myself, especially in my early months coming onto the platform, empathizing with them. You know, just assuming and looking for the best in all of them, acting as if I could expect the best out of the majority of them. And we see that now that we can't. But as it relates to the clip that you showed, one of the things that I found very hard was where she says, "We only want you." Listen, I believe that Black women should, and especially in the state that we're in, Black men should be the ones that are propelling the Black love. They're in control of marriage. They're in control of all of that. So if Black love is to be promoted, it should be promoted by the people that hold the power to marry or not. It is in their hands whether or not you're married, oftentimes.
Yeah.
I believe in order, like you said, we've robbed them of the ability or even the know-how or the need to compete. And in doing that, that is removing our position of femininity as well. Saying that we only want you means that they don't have to compete.
Oh my God.
In my opinion,
you're right. You are absolutely right. Saying no matter what you do, no matter what you have, no matter how you behave, we're going to choose you is telling them that they don't have to compete. Oh my God, why have I not gotten that before? Thank you. I just had my epiphany. Thank you.
And it's so bad because and men and Black women have gotten angry with me saying that women should not be promoting Black love. I believe it should be a lot like politics. I don't think, even if you would only love and marry and procreate with a Black man, understand what I'm saying? Even if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you would never go outside, Black men should not know it, and neither should other groups of men. They should all be competing for your hand and your attention and your affection and to win your heart. But they don't have to, just like in the case of politics. One party does not have to pander to the Black community. They don't have to, well, not necessarily pander. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to compete for your vote because they know you have it. The other party doesn't have to try because you openly reject them. Do not openly reject anything. Do not openly promote and say that you want either one. Leave yourself available. As a woman, as a person that is going to give birth, your primary job is to be able to give birth and nest in an area where you not only can survive, but strive. Do not rob yourself of that ability by making men basically be in a position of where they do not have to compete or do the work.
Oh my gosh. That's right.
Well, and the thing is, in addition to that, what is it that she's saying that she just only wants? Because within that dialogue, it's already going to be established that Black women have more to offer a Black man than a Black man can offer to Black women. So essentially, what she's saying is all we want is your Blackness and your maleness, and your validation. That's all we want, because that's nearly the only thing that comes with the Black man. He's bringing his Blackness and his maleness. And that's why when Black men are asked what he can provide to a Black woman, he can't tell you what he can provide. He can't say what he can provide. You can poll them. You can poll the Black woman in the chat box. I guarantee you, they have more than the average Black woman has substantially more than the Black man that she will meet. He really would only be like, if I meet a Black man, unless he's very wealthy and has more money than me, the only thing that he would be able to contribute to my life is his Blackness and his maleness, and that's really just all that there is to it. That's the only thing he will be contributing to me. So absolutely what Nylah is saying is that you are telling him he does not have to compete. And despite the fact that he has nothing to provide you, you have to get all your necessities met by another male group. All you want is him. That's a flaw in your psychology, Black women, because women go towards men who can provide them resources. You're saying, I'll take you and only you, even though I live in a society where there are other men who have substantially more to offer me than you. And that's the issue. That's why we are where we are with Black men. We should have never accepted the nothing that they have to contribute. Never. When they got out of slavery, we should have been like, nope, we're walking away and we're leaving. If you don't build, if you don't change the system, we're done. It just is what it is. We should have never accepted their failure. And we've accepted their failure all the way up to 2021. And there's still Black women accepting the failure, acting like there's something holding Black men back, except their laziness, their cowardliness, and their comfort in this system that they're complaining is oppressing them, all the while they lay up with and glorify the womb of their oppressors. It's a problem.
Yes, absolutely.
And on that very show, that Black man was worshiping the womb of his oppressor, and that Black woman still came on there and said, all we want is you.
Wow. You know what? I wanted to show you all something. Cynthia, first of all, thank you so much for that. I'm so happy you ladies are on this panel today. I learned so much from both of you. You know, they say that steel sharpens steel, and it really does, because I have noticed that I am more concise in my criticisms, more unapologetic in my criticisms since coming into contact with. So I know that the viewers are also stepping into their power as well. So that's part of the reason that I'm splitting all of the Cash Apps today for everyone on the panel. So I appreciate you ladies being here. Thank you. And thank you to all the apples that have come in. I'm going to read the next few apples in a little while. I want to get through some more of the video, but I wanted to show you all this real quick, right? I posted up this video, this picture on my page the other day, and you all remember this video. This was the one where the woman was like, that girl was the predator, and she took advantage of Polite, who was vulnerable, right? I want you all to see something really quick, because speaking of what you were just talking about, Cynthia. This is the video, and there was a man who came by and commented. And the man commented, do you even go after the non-Black community for doing or being accused of the same ish? Nope, just Black folks, huh? Unbelievable. It's like they want to give excuses to Black men, blah, 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 right? So then I commented back, of course not. My core audience is Black. We very rarely discuss others. If that's what you're seeking, go elsewhere, right? Then he comes back with Jeremy and Harvey Weinstein both just went to court and the Black ran the blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I follow, just admit you don't like Black men, talking about go, and he's talking about these other channels that he watched. I didn't even read his full comment. I don't read most comments. I skim. So then I write back, good. So go to those other pages for your stories you want to hear. I cover self-love issues in relationships as it affects Black women and Black girls, right? And then he's like, you don't like Black men. That's what he says at the end. You don't like, just admit you don't like Black men. That's what he says. Just admit you don't like Black men. So I ask him back. I ask him, please tell us, what is there to like about the average Black man? Give us a list below. I asked him, please give us a list. What is there to like about the average Black man? And he came back to write, wait, you only cover self-love issues in relationships? Ha, 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 ha. Meanwhile, he didn't answer the question. I figured maybe he didn't hear the question, so I wrote him again. I said, besides having Black skin, tell us what is there to quote unquote like about the average Black man across the board? Answer, right? Hours passed into the night. He never came back. So I wrote back, no response, just like we thought. They can't answer. What is there from what it is that they know? If you ask men about male nature, if you ask Black men about Black men, if they were Black women, they wouldn't deal with Black men. They would go out and get the best of the best that they can get. They would use their pussy to climb up the ladder. But the moment that you try to do it, there's a problem with you. Ladies, what are your thoughts about that quick exchange right there? And then they blanked out my word pussy on there. Oh, well.
Yeah, they will do that. But that speaks to what I was talking about, where Black men are socialized to believe everything that is likable about them, everything that is beneficial about them is simply their Blackness and their maleness. So he's basically saying, you need to like me even in the absence of me having anything for you to like, is essentially what he's saying. And that's how Black men operated. It's the same thing if you ask them, what can they provide to a Black woman? It's the same thing if you ask them, why should they be respected? It's the same thing if you ask them, why should they be a leader? They will literally give you the same response, which is no response. And that's how you know that they already know they're not contributing to anything to Black women. They know that they're not likable. They know that they can't sustain a relationship. They know that they're dusty angry birds. They know it. But at the end of the day, there is an expectation that Black women accept them regardless, because that's what Black women are doing. We've been doing that. So they're expecting what they've been getting. We haven't been asking them what is likable about them. We haven't been asking them what they can provide. We haven't been asking them anything. And for the most part, a lot of us still don't. We just buy for their attention. It's just that simple.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you so much for saying that. Let's jump back into the video. Time is moving. There's so many lessons here. There's so many lessons, and the people appreciate it. A bunch of apples have come in, so we're going to read that in a little while. But thank you all so very much. You all are the MVPs. Thank you. Nylah, you have something to say?
Oh, no, we can move on to the next clip.
Okay. All right. All right. So everything is moving around. Let me get this back into the middle of the screen. I'm getting better with my broadcast. It was touch and go before, but I have gotten better. Okay, let's continue going forward. Let's continue.
Y'all not listening. Y'all not listening.
Okay, so let's go back.
It's you. All we want is you.
Look her face. This is so embarrassing. All we want is you. All we want is you. Oh my goodness, I feel like the song is coming on. I'm gonna stop myself from playing it. I'm gonna stop myself. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I actually think you should play it. You should do it. But the thing is, this is the same as the TikTok video somebody just sent me. Somebody just sent me a TikTok video a couple days ago of a Black woman in there saying, all I want is a Black man. Why would I choose any other group of men? What am I going to do with another group of men? It's a Black man for me. So Black women in 2021 is doing the same thing despite not getting anything in return. Because at the core, Black women don't think they deserve to get anything else from a man, from Black men, except his Blackness and his maleness. That is the only thing she should expect. And that is the only thing that we've been expecting.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna go right into the middle. And I am telling you, I'm not going nowhere. 'Cause you're the Black man I wish I knew. There's no one who could ever do. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way. I'm divesting without you. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning to see that there's no Black man there. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't wanna be free. And yo gonna love me. Oh! What the hell? Come on. And I am telling you, I'm not going. And this is exactly what Cynthia is saying. This is exactly what the video is saying. All we want is you. All we want is you. It's just unbelievable.
All we want is you.
And you know what the sad part about this is, much like the bad child in the family, but you see Brunson on the stage patting him on the back. You hear that, brother? Oh, she said, oh, she want. Somebody need to be pulling that woman off of him and being like, lady, please have some self-respect. Lady, please love yourself enough to not be throwing yourself hand and foot at this angry bird. Look at his face. His face looks satisfied. You see his face, right? Look at his face. He looks satisfied. Everyone is coddling him. Everyone is patting him on the back. Everyone is giving him their attention.
Why wouldn't he be satisfied? He went on national television on a show to basically shun, demean, and degrade and disparage Black women and talk about how the very womb that gives birth to the men that he complained about in that very video is better than her. She knows it because she's been there, but her response to that is not hold him accountable, not talk about his deficit in manhood, not talk about the fact that he's creating the very single mothers he's complaining about. But she submitted to him. She told him, all we want is you. She asked for forgiveness for what we've done to hurt them, when in reality, he's there to hurt her on that very show. He was there to hurt her verbally, and she still bowed down to him. So of course she's going to be satisfied.
But you know what? Is Black women have believed this lie. That we went on to talk shows, that we let welfare take them out the house. And you made a good point. I was listening to one of your videos once and you were like, well, if they were taken out of the house, where did they go? Were they just walking up and down the street with, one of the little knapsacks over their back? Where did they go? Did they stay in someone else's house? Did they sleep on the couch? Did they just stay on the on the stoop. And somebody else made a good point on the last video that I did. And she said if his name is on the lease, first of all, number one, if he's doing what it is that he needs to do in the house, why is it that they're receiving welfare in the first place? Two, if his name is on the lease or he owns that home, how is he going to leave because of welfare? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the bumtitude started long before. It's like, I don't understand why black men don't understand that children cost money to be raised. I don't understand how they don't get children cost money, and children cost a lot of money. Somebody even commented on my video that it doesn't take $1,400 a month to raise 2 children. I said, prove that. It's like these nakers just don't know. They're delusional, and they think that you should reach down in your purse, pay their way, pay the way of their homeboy, take care of their family, your children, yourself, and just be there like the fucking workhorse mule with him on your back, a gaggle of kids all over your shoulders, pushing a wheelbarrow, building up the house, one hand on a spatula, cooking the food, and all of this all together. It's unbelievable. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. Yes.
This is the thing. Nobody put black men out of the home. Even in the scenario, in the rare cases where they would have been checking the homes, that was more about if this able-bodied man who should be providing is in the home, we're going to take away this government assistance because you don't qualify. So if a black man chose to leave the home over welfare, because that's essentially what he would have been doing, because nobody came and physically put him out the home. So if he chose to leave the home so that she could get welfare, it's because he couldn't provide and didn't want to provide. It's just that simple. Secondly, the Dusty who said $14, first of all, look, it costs nearly $1,200 a month for one child to be in daycare. $1,200 nearly. So you only got $200 left. How are they going to eat? How are they going to get to daycare? How is she going to work? Where's the clothes and shoes going to come from? Because now you've already, between daycare and $200 for food for that month, you've already exhausted that $1,400 for one child. And the child is being neglected for the rest of the month because the $1,400 is gone.
And can I just say, like, it's really at this point just complete intellectual dishonesty to keep these talking points going on. Number one, the Oprah stuff. Women going on to talk shows in the 80s to drag black men. That simply is not true.
Yeah.
There may have been 3, at best, talk shows where black women joined with other women who were talking about other women's experiences due to domestic violence, molestation, the R word. It was women having an outlet, which white women have always had. But see, what this is a scare tactic. Because as they keep repeating this, and then the mammy class trains the other women to believe that this is true, this is meant to steal the voices of women. Do not talk about what we've done to you. Do not bring light to it. Do not bring accountability to it. That's simply what that is. Secondly, the welfare thing. Cynthia is 100% right. As a matter of fact, Taz reviewed, and I may do it myself as well, because I feel like more people need to have a clear understanding of what went on in the 60s. It's nothing like these men have perpetuated. Nothing. And many people know that people were doing what they had to do in order to survive. So on paper, sometimes the father wasn't there. But was he there? Sometimes he was. And a lot of times he was derelict. And he did not take care of his responsibilities. That is the truth. They are trying to stop women from telling the truth and guilting them into shutting up. No woman should be guilted into not speaking about the experiences of other women. We have to say something. Secondly, men themselves were on welfare in the 60s, getting benefits that women did not even qualify for. A lot of women don't know this. I'm going to review the stream again, the documentary. But black men were given actual homemakers, if they were single parents, to come in and take care of their children, to help them, to cook the meals and help with homework. But black women were not given that same thing.
Really?
So there's so much. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. A lot of people don't know that, but it is a documented fact. Not in every single state, but in some states, such as Ohio and a few others, if the man was single or a widow, he was given a homemaker so that he could go and find work and go to school. These men were getting welfare with their families, sometimes by themselves, the whole gamut. And to even take the stance that you are going to marginalize women and children for needing provisions is one of the sickest forms of misogyny that I've ever seen. And now we see women perpetuating that same mess onto other women.
That is so deep. You know what? I did a video back when the pink pill was doing content and was on top of her game. She did an entire video searching for footage of talk shows from the 70s, 80s, 90s where Black women were supposedly disparaging Black men, and there were none. What it is that she found was that early footage was of Black women coming out, just like how you see here. We need you, Black men. Please love us, Black men. I can't remember which channel I did that on, but I'm gonna put up a clip of that so that you all can watch that, because she chronicled from the early 80s. She could not find the footage, and I reacted to that video, and it was actually quite the opposite. It was Black women begging. From what it is that you know of Black women, do you really think that Black women went to the public and started dissing Black men? It was like just the mere fact that Black women were like, please love us, please stop leaving us, that they got angry and started saying, well, now I'm really gonna leave you. Remember that song? If you think you're lonely now, that's how it was. They were talking about what they needed and how they wanted Black men, caping for them and all this, and just the mere small amount of criticism set them off. All right, back to the video. Unbelievable. Let's continue.
Y'all not listening. If I'm making my money, I make my money. College degree or no college degree. If I'm bringing home the money and I'm not cheating on you and I'm faithful and you have my child, I'm your man.
He can't even speak. Is this dude intoxicated anyway?
Give me a hug.
There we go.
Give me a hug.
Look, that's when he starts groping her. Look. That's when he starts rubbing on her backside. Like, why? She's there defenseless. And that's all she's good for to him, is a squeeze on the buttocks. Let's continue. This is unbelievable. And you see their eyes. You see their eyes are looking down like, what the H is going on? Even he is looking down. Oh! But look at the face of the other Black man. He is in glee. Look at him. He's like, yeah, buddy, get that. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, because the two of them came on the show to demean and disparage Black women, really? And to uplift white women and talk about why they don't date Black women. That's what they were on the show for. So of course he's in glee, because he's like, yes, now my manipulative tactics has worked, and now this Black woman is in here bowing to me, and I get to feel all over her body.
Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, let's continue. And you see, he has to stop him. This guy, whatever his name is, Dr. Drew, he had to stop. Oh, but then look, he's clapping. He had to stop him and be like, okay, wait. Come back up off of her.
Hey, that's not fair.
And you see, Brunson thinks it's funny too. Look, even Brunson is laughing. Brunson is laughing. He's laughing. Everybody thinks this is funny, but look at her face. You see that she feels violated. What are you doing, Paul? Why are you laughing at this shit? Unbelievable. I'm in a hope in my heart that he saw.
That's not fair.
Now wait a minute now they gonna have the angry come back out.
Yeah, I bet.
You see, now she's talking about now you're gonna have the angry bitch come out.
Because I am trying to see you in a place.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
Did you hear when he said when she said, like, go back and listen to
okay.
how he said, yeah, I bet.
Did he
When
say
she
that? I
said
mean,
about that room that he
his
rented back
face
out.
just looked like he just had some, you know, the sugar plums that they talk about in that Christmas Carol. It just looked like he had some sugar plums. Come on.
I am trying to see you in a place.
Hold on, let me go back.
I am trying to come back out.
Yeah, I bet.
Because wait a minute,
But who said that?
Now they gonna have the angry come back out.
Yeah, I bet.
Because
But who said that? Who said, yeah, I bet? I can't see who said it. I'm looking at all of their mouths. I don't see a mouth moving. Let me go back a little bit.
come back out.
Yeah, I bet.
Because
I don't see who said it, but I did hear, yeah, I bet. Anyway, let's continue.
I'm trying to see you at a place, and I'm trying to meet you at a place of peace, and I'm asking you for your forgiveness and telling you that I love you and I care about you and that I.
See what I'm saying? This is why you cannot give your love and your care to randos. Let them prove themselves. How many much more times do black men have to say that they do not appreciate you having intercourse with them? They do not appreciate you having their children. They do not appreciate your time. They want to jump through these. Listen. You know, I'm going to tell this story, and this is not a story that I am proud to tell, right? When I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes because it's like, you don't know. Life has no instruction book. You have to just feel your way through. I'll never forget, there was this guy who went to my school, right? I went to a historically black college, university. You know, everybody talks about finding your man in undergrad and all this other stuff, right? This guy had graduated before I did, right? He was a successful man, gorgeous, beautiful black man, wonderful body, active, making money, doing all this, that, and the other, right? And I'll never forget, he and I had a conversation because throughout, we couldn't make it work because I was celibate at the time, and I was really just kind of filling people out to see who they were before I let them into my body, right? So we never got a chance to really make it work romantically, right? But he was talking to me one day. He had been drinking, and he, you know, they say a drunk tongue speaks a sober mind. And he told me how he was going to start dating white women, right? He started telling me because he was divorced. He had divorced a black woman, had a black child, and all this, that, and the other. Things didn't work out with the black woman, so he was going to go date a white woman, right? And he told me, like, you know how a person smirks when they're talking, you could just see the glee inside of their soul, even if outwardly they don't know that it's there. He started telling me he was going to go start dating white women. And he was like, yeah, you know, when it comes to dating white women, you have to bring your financial statement to their fathers. You have to bring your finances and talk about how you're going to support their daughters. You have to jump through all of these hoops. And he was eager to prove himself and jump through these hoops, right? To him, the black woman's love and all of that other stuff wasn't worth it. She came too easy. She expected nothing of him. There was no checks and balances. There was no gatekeeper. There was no red tape. He wanted to jump through hoops. He wanted to prove himself. He wanted to show that he wasn't just any regular N-word, right? He wanted, because he's like, you know, you just can't come any kind of way. You got to come correct. You have to have money. You have to show how you plan to support their daughter. You have to do this. You have to do that. But when it comes to you, they start talking about if you expect a bag of peanuts at the effing baseball game, use a gold digger. If you expect a man to be able to take care of his children, use a gold digger. Your black ass and your black ass womb that produces black ass kids that he don't want. He wants them pretty little biracial babies. He wants to erase himself through his oppressor's womb, and you have less value because you have the genetic coding to produce children that looks like him. This is self-hatred personified. So he doesn't value you. He values that Caucasoid DNA running through their veins and inhabiting through their wombs, and they want to pretend, they want to pit these women up against you and pretend. And they want to pit their children up against the children that they've produced with you and then act like their children can outperform without their help. It's just unbelievable. Ladies, comments.
But guess what else though, Tanya? How long have black men been vying for the approval and proving themselves to white men though? So that's a position that he's familiar with. Black men are familiar and they're used to having to jump through hoops to prove themselves to white men. So they know automatically, of course, if they're doing this in everyday life, when it comes to you having access to his daughter, which you wouldn't have access to unless a white man gave you permission to, of course he has to come with it. But what he's also used to is black women requiring nothing. That's why I say, you know, the notion of a man wanting you to have unconditional love for him is false. He doesn't want you to have unconditional love. I think it's ingrained in a man to have to prove that he is worthy of your love. This is why there are still cultures who, number one, picking your mate, that's fairly new, even for this country. Even in America, they used to do arranged marriages. And guess what? That man, he had to prove that he was worthy enough to get a woman to marry. So that is what the social dynamic is. I think it's something ingrained in men to prove that they're worthy. Black women just are not making them prove that they're worthy. If they can go, if they know they have to provide for a white woman, if they know they got to bring something for a white woman, then they know as a man, this is what men expect you to do, and this is what other women expect you to do, because they're taught and socialized that this man needs to prove himself. Black women are not taught and socialized that black men have to prove anything. It's the reverse. Black women are proving their value and their worthiness to black men. That's what that black woman is doing. She's proving her worthiness. She's proving her value. She's vying for his attention. And black men are doing that with white women.
Yes. Listen, so many. You are really speaking a word today. And somebody typed in the comments that thank goodness African men don't have access to white women like that. Listen, do you really want a man who chooses you as a default? I'm going to tell you all a secret, and I have not talked about this publicly before. I'm going to tell you all a secret. Earlier in the beginning of this year, you all remember that I was working on creating a matchmaking company, right? And one of the sad things that I found when talking with African men is that a portion of them, by and large, they love black women, yes, but there's this curiosity in them that they want to try a white woman. There's not many white women in Africa, but they're salivating, and they felt that I was going to be an avenue. If you would have seen the glee and the joy at which they expressed to me behind the scenes, wanting to be connected with a white woman, I was low-key embarrassed for them. I really was. I was low-key embarrassed. I was disgusted. And I've never spoke about this publicly because it was just so disheartening. It was really disheartening. So that's ladies.
Well, Tanya, that doesn't surprise me. Maybe 2.5 years ago when I first started on YouTube doing the panels and whatnot, there was a young lady that had a matchmaking service that called in. And that's what her sentiments were. That black men largely want to be matched up with white women. You know, so this is something that, you know, they've been very open about. They've been very vocal about who they want to be with. And black women just have to face the reality. To the point that you all were saying, about how other cultures handle this and about men knowing that they have to provide and we being taught the thing in the reverse. This is why you have these men saying that they are the prize. Men are not the prize. Women are the prize. Every group, every nation treats it as such. This is why there are women that are, you know, you have to pay dowries for. There are women that you have to work for in order to get. You have to get the approval of the father, because it is the prize and the asset to have the woman. But when you have a group of women, and I am doing a series on this, we've been trained to think And I've been calling it that Betty Wright, hello, Barbara, this is Shirley mentality. Having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. Makes them have this unwarranted arrogance and devalues us.
Yeah.
We are taught to prize them over us.
Yeah.
No other group of men are walking around telling their daughters that they are that that they have to value men.
Yeah.
The men are telling you that you have to value their daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Black man has been the prize in the Black community. They have been the prize, even though you're not even winning nothing when you get a Black man, they've still been the prize. So when women will sit up and they will just talk about how they want to be married, all they want is a Black man, your Black men are the best men on the face of the planet, even though if you would ask that same woman to validate why she thinks Black men are the best men, why do you only want Black men? The only thing she's going to probably list off is things that are related to him being Black and male.
Yes.
That's the only thing she's going to do.
Yes.
And the societal shame. We're shamed. We are shamed into, just think about like the recent attacks without even going into it on Irene. The lie on me. Nyla's had an ex-white husband. I never had an ex-white husband, but in order to get Black men to attack me, you attach that to me. In order to have it to justify attacking Irene, you said that she had a marriage to a white man. They openly shame women for, it's ridiculous. All this Black male worship and pressure that we create within our communities is ridiculous. It's crippling the women.
Yeah.
It's crippling the men more, though. It's crippling the men more than the women. I think for the women, what it's doing is not getting Black women healthy relationships. It's not getting Black women fathers for their children. The Black women are still running around with the misconception that somehow if they get married, they automatically have a provider and a protector. There was actually a Black woman in my comment section. She was like, the only way to guarantee a healthy and functional family is to get married. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Actually, studies say that that's not the case. Studies said there's a misconception that somehow a marriage means functional, healthy relationships when it does not. So the person that is actually crippling the most is that Black man, because he doesn't have to compete. He doesn't have to be better. He doesn't have to be challenged. He doesn't have to do anything. It's causing Black women stress. They're full of cortisol. They're having high blood pressure. You got diabetes. You're gaining a whole bunch of weight because of the stress. So it's literally tearing Black women down and crippling any chance that Black men would have to be a man. And I'm not even saying that it's your responsibility to make him be a man, but a man and a woman's relationship is symbiotic. There is a connection between how we respond to him as a man and how he displays his manhood. So if you're responding to him like he is a man, when he's not being a man, he's not a provider, he's not a protector, he doesn't build, then you're going to have this psychopathic, dusty, entitled trash bag who think he's the prize despite the fact that he can't tell you what you're winning. That's literally what's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some people out there who are confused. And I opened up and told that story, even though I felt that it was very embarrassing. And there's still people out there who are like, oh, no, African men, this, that, and I don't do that. No, listen, you think I'm making this up? And it's like, I don't know if it's for marriage or just the novelty of it, but when I'm telling you when in a safe space, what they communicated to me, I'm telling you, so you could believe whatever it is that you want to believe. I'm telling you what I heard in safe spaces. And somebody else commented, I don't want smoke with kitten heels. Tell him, bring it, come, nah. Bring it, come, no man. It's like they're men who know who they can challenge and who they can try to buck up against. Listen, I'm thorough. And those of you from New York know what I mean by that. I'm thorough. And I ain't never scared. Listen, so let's jump into, Kitten did mention me once in a video, but he knew not to call me by name. But my knockouts, there were some of them who were over there rummaging in the slums. I don't know why. But nonetheless, they came back and they sent me the link. I didn't bother clicking on it, but there are a lot of people who went to my displacement diaries because he sent them there, because he felt that talking about how I triumph over displacement was somehow some sort of besmirch on me. It's like when men want to rest in their feminine and they are looking for women who can provide, et cetera, then a woman not having money and having to climb out of that is some sort of smirch on her. But no, it's not. Listen, and climb I did. And my book, the Book of Affirmation Self-Love, was written from that time period. So I have no qualms about that. We have spoken for enough time that we have to jump into another commercial. I need another commercial. I need a commercial for my book. That's what we're going to work on next. But we're going to jump into a commercial. Then we're going to finish up this video. And then we have a video of the woman in this scene. We have the video of her talking behind the scenes, as well as a behind the scenes video of this show. So stay tuned. We're going to come right back. Go grab your snacks, get some water, stretch your legs out, stand up and down, do some squats, send the text that you need to text. The commercial is 1 minute, 12 seconds. See you in a moment.
Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text.
In my video, it was the little light-skinned boy that was the late one, running late. Bring your ass on. Get to the videos on time. The link to the text notification to join the text notification squad is in the description of this video. Make sure that you join and get a text whenever I go live. If you're listening to this on one of the podcasting platforms, join the text notification squad so that you can know when the video is going to be live. I broadcast live almost every single day. So ladies, welcome back into the house, ladies. Welcome back. I'm so excited to have you all here. Thank you, Cynthia and Nylah, for being a part of this broadcast. Let's read some of the apples, because we've gotten a lot of apples in, and as you all know, I'm splitting the apples 3 ways with Nylah, Cynthia, and myself today, so that each woman can feel the appreciation. So show that knockout love. Make sure that you continue to send the apples. I'm happy that the ladies are on the platform. And what happens is when people collaborate, sometimes the channel that receives the contribution, keeps the contribution, even though each person's part makes the broadcast what it is. So I want to show my appreciation for these ladies because they are dope, and I appreciate having them here. So what's that? Oh! Hey. All right, so let's read some of these apples that have come in since the last. Oh, a lot have come in. Wow. All right, so Kai R sends $20 and says, loving this convo. Thank you, Kai. We appreciate that. Shadon sends my thing is moving. Shadon sends $5 and says, have y'all seen the video of Emmett Till's mother? No. What's going on in the video of his mother? Have you ladies seen it? I guess not. Uche
Sorry,
sends.
I had actually stepped out of the room. No, I have not seen it at all, but I would love to. Is she like mammying? What is she doing? I want to hear from the uncles who gave him up. That's what I want to hear from. I want to hear from those two uncles who gave.
What you talking about?
Emmett
Gave him up.
Yeah. So in the Emmett Till situation, after the accusal, Emmett Till actually went to his uncle's house, and the two men of no color who came there to, make Emmett Till who he's known for being now, he was at his uncle's house who were there. And when the men of no color showed up, they didn't fight him. They didn't do anything. They just handed him over.
They handed the boy. Oh my Lord.
Yep, absolutely.
I didn't know that. That sounds crazy. That right there is very disheartening. Like how did something like that happen? Well, thank you for bringing that up. Send the video. The link to submit stories is in the description of this video. TanyaTKO.com. Click on contact. Uche sends $15 and says, support to all three ladies, so essential for Black women. Thank you so much, Uche. We appreciate that. Thank you. Shadan says, she talks about how white men effed him up, tongue and eye out, gruesome. Jeez Louise. Okay, so that's what his mother's talking about, how the white men took his eyes out, all of that. For quote unquote whistling at a white woman. You see, the thing is that they don't understand. White men have created this perceived value of the white woman by protecting her with violence against anyone that they feel comes into contact with her in a way that they feel less deserving than a white woman. But Black men, instead of solidifying their place in society by being like, we're going to fiercely protect our women and women who hold the genetic coding for our offspring, instead they're like, well, we're going to downgrade our own women and want to get the woman that you feel is valuable. Oh, goodness. All right. So... All right, so my admin just sent me the Emmett Till mother video. So thank you for that. This video is already gonna be pretty long, so we might have to come back and watch that in another video. Kathleen sends $5 and says, just a thank you for the hard work that you do. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna have to get some music to play while I read the apples. This is one of my favorite parts. Shanti says, I searched everywhere, can't find the full episode. So people are not having an easy time finding the full episode for this, but thank you so much for trying. We appreciate that. Thank you. And MD sends $60 and says, Black women are in danger from men like him and young Pharaoh. Yeah, somebody tried to check me on young Pharaoh, and I'm like, what? And MD says, next time, can you ladies discuss young Pharaoh? You know, Nylah has a video about young Pharaoh. I never got a chance to cover it because there was so many stories breaking at the time that came out. But Nylah, which one of your channels is that on?
It's on the Nyla's Vibes channel. Actually, there needs to be some updates to that situation because so much has happened. Oh yeah, there's more that's happened.
Really?
More of more of the pathology that Cynthia has so eloquently laid out for us all so that we can recognize it. But he's definitely a high value Dusty.
Jesus. Oh, God. All right. TA or Ty Cherie sends $10 and says, y'all are preaching prophecy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And please remember, we are splitting the Cash Apps 3 ways today so that everybody on the panel can feel the love as well. So thank you all so much for contributing. And Brittany sends $6 and says, using religion for control for me. Absolutely. That's how it all began. And we have got to break underneath the hypnotism of this, of religious regimes. Kathleen sends $5 and says, for all your hard work. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then we have Denise, who sends $25 and says, great discussion, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And Wheezy P sends $150. Hey! And says, for all that you wonderful women do. Thank you all thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brandy sends $10 and says, supporting your channel. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you. And Tandanico sends $5 and says, Black women, if us no money, we had no choice but to turn to welfare. Okay, Black men left us no money. We had no choice but to turn to welfare. Listen, if he was there doing what it is that he needed to do, why was there a need for welfare to be in the home? MD sends $1.99 and says, I'm glad the matchmaking revealed the truth to you. It did. Unfortunately, men don't value relationships. In their young years, men don't value relationships as much as women do. That's what it seems like. And it seemed like some of these men, they wanted to be, if you have your business geared, look at the matchmakers who match for men versus the matchmakers who match for women. The matchmakers who match for men speak a lot of kitten heels, dusty talking points as if the man is the prize, because they create such a scarcity of their affections. It's very strange. Keisha sends $30 and says, thank you, ladies. Hey, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Natasha sends $40 and says, thanks, guys. I'm just going to change that guys into gals. So I'm going to say, thanks, gals, because I think that it's important for us to recognize our femininity and not give the blanket term of guys. We have to work on that because it's embedded in our language. So we've got to make special notes. So thank you, Natasha. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And Tiara sends $5 and says, helping me find me. Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. And Oyina sends $10 and says, much love to you, Sin and Nylah from Osondi. Okay. Well, Osondi, we appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we read that one, and we read that one. So William sends $5. Thank you so much, William. We appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, beautiful brown baby doll in the house. Hey, welcome, welcome. She sends $50 and says, on the go, sending love, love, love. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so sweet and so beautiful. I love Black women supporting Black women. Thank you all so very much. Okay, now back to this video, the boondoggle. I'm going to get a t-shirt that has boondoggle on it. If you would like that t-shirt, put up the number 1. Let me see how many people would want a boondoggle t-shirt before this year is done. Put up the number 1 because I'm going to get that designed. So back to this video. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, my word. My word. Let's continue. So this is where she says she's going to turn into the angry black bee. She's like, look, you can see the anger in her face. She feels violated, of course, because look at how he did her. Look at how he did her.
I'm trying to meet you at a place of peace, and I'm asking you for your forgiveness and telling you that I love you and I care about you and that I want you and I respect you, and then you disrespect me. And that is where the pain and the anger is coming from, right, sisters? We're tired of being disrespected, overlooked. We're tired of it. It's been going on for too long, for too many centuries, hundreds of years, and we're sick of it. And we do not want our Black men.
Yeah, so there's a few different things that are happening at this moment because Brunson has to talk this man down. If you look in the background and you hear very closely, Brunson is like, do you want the best for her? You got to let it go, because the man wanted to stop her from speaking her piece. It's obvious that this woman is angry. This woman put aside what was best for her in order to coddle this man. And when all was said and done, he copped the feel, because just like any type of plantation filly, her body is up there for the taking. So he decided to start groping her. No concern about what she wants for her body. It's however it is that he felt. Do you think that he would have groped a white woman like that? You know he wouldn't have. You know he wouldn't have.
No, he wouldn't have. And you made a good point, because she's doing everything in the reverse. And that's why the situation isn't working for her. She should have started out saying what she just said now. Why does he have to physically disrespect you in addition to the verbal disrespect that he already dished out? But why does he have to physically disrespect her for her to go into that mode of accountability and saying that I feel disrespected and we've been disrespected for a long time? She should have began saying what she said to him, and then he would have had a completely different energy. And that is literally the way that Black women act. That is the way Black women engage Black men.
Yes, yes. Oh, Nylah?
I mean, I really can't say anymore. Cynthia said it all.
All right.
Since she did it backwards.
All right.
Because if she would have started with that energy, if she would have started with the energy that she just showed, he would have been a lot calmer. He would have been probably trying to explain himself to her. It's kind of like how we get, me, you, and Nylah, when we have Black men, when they come in, they're emotional. They're like, oh, why do you hate Black men? Or why are you bashing Black men? So it's their weak attempt to try to seek approval to women who they already sees who they are. We're now pointing out your deficits, so you're trying to seek approval. But when you come in praising them, then you're just going to embolden them to act the way this man did. And now she's trying to flip it and reverse it, and it doesn't work. That's why he's coming out of the scenes, because it's like, okay, you were just ready to get on your knees for me. And now you have a problem, and now you want to chastise me. It's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go back just a little bit. I want you all to listen to what Brunson is saying, because Brunson has to talk him down. You see Brunson in the background holding him back and whispering in his ear, like, let her have her say, let her have her piece. When in that small video clip that I played for you off of my Instagram, that's the, it's the patriarch and the older males in the community that come and corrupt younger boys, tell them don't care about girls. You know what? I couldn't sleep last night because there was something that kept rotating round and round in my mind. And I want to talk to somebody in the manosphere about this. They have words for men who are too nice to women. But what is the word that they have for men who are too rough, too disrespectful, too brutal with women? Do they have a word for that?
Alpha. They call them an alpha male. Red pill. Real man.
So there's no barrier. There's no abuse that is enough to be able to get a derogatory term.
The only time they're going to assign a name that is inflammatory to bad behavior is when it is something that benefits them in a way, or something that they want to distance themselves from once, the authorities or something like that. So, for instance, you see them separating themselves into two classes. Well, now 3 classes: high value men, educated lames, Pookie and Ray Ray. The problem with these archetypes is this: either one of them can possess all of said characteristics, regardless to social, economic background, education, or status. So their separation is to basically find a way to scapegoat what they deem is derelict behavior. So if they do have someone that is educated and lame, and he then does something that they have to distance themselves from, they switch him from educated lame, regardless of his status, how much money he has, where he went to school, and they can put him in the Pookie box. So it's literally just a way of hiding their dereliction and putting a scapegoat. Because even if we think about the situation that we just got through discussing with Polite, if you look at the groups of men and their responses to it, and you really pay close attention, the archetype that they would apply to the Pookie is the one that was less supportive of Polite and more supportive of the women and the children.
Really? I thought they would call them simps.
Well, they would call them simps, but they would also refer to these men because these are usually men that are not confined by societal norms or define themselves with normal, maybe European standards or stuff like that. But the men that they would say were the bad men. Those were the men that were not with the polite situation. But in order to discredit that group of men, they just say that they're pookies. And, that's, basically what they get.
Oh, my Lord. All right, let's jump back. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So now she's upset. We're going to look at her, I don't want to say spiraling out, but her stepping into some of her power.
We're tired of it. It's been going on for too long, for too many centuries.
You hear Paul in the background, right? Trying to talk him down, because otherwise he would have stopped her from speaking, because now she's like talking and letting it out.
Hundreds of years and we're sick of it. And we do not want our black men to turn their backs on us.
Yeah, and she's still talking about something, we don't want you to turn your backs on us. What the hell? I don't even know what to say.
And she keeps saying our men, and she's saying our men. And this is why I'm saying there's something's not clicking for Black women. That man came on there to talk about why he is rejecting Black women.
Yeah.
And she's on there claiming him as her men, as our men. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. This dude is on here to denounce you, right along with his dusty friend. They're both here to denounce you, and that's exactly what Black women do. Black women run around with this our men language. Black men don't. Black men don't say our women. The only time I've heard Black men say our women is when they found out that what is that place was investing in Black women? The company
Goldman
and Sachs. Yep, Goldman and Sachs. When money is involved, then they will attach themselves to you when there's a monetary gain. But in every other sense of the word, no. And Black men were like, oh, Goldman Sachs should have gave the money to us instead of our women. Why not give it to the man? These are our women. They're doing that because it's a monetary gain. Other than that, they don't claim you. Stop calling them your men, because these men are disassociating from you.
That's right. And your men would protect, provide, and defend you. So you cannot, collectively, they are not protecting, they are not providing, they are not defending, they are separating from you. They clearly will even say, in most cases, they'll say that they're not yours and you're not theirs. Do not claim men that are not protecting, providing, defending, and identifying with you. You look dumb.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Cynthia, which video should we watch next? The behind the scenes or the or her spiel?
The behind the scenes, just so you can see exactly who she was calling our men.
Okay, wonderful. So let me get that geared up right now, and we'll play the behind the scenes. I'm almost concerned now to see what this says. All right, here we go. All right, so here we are. Here.
We have a powerful debate, really interesting territory we get into. What's going on in the African-American dating scene?
Why do you choose that loser to get pregnant by?
These are lofty issues. These are big issues. These are issues that pull at our heartstring.
We're feeling rejected.
Do you feel like the African-American men are going for white women? And
yeah, like they're not choosing us anymore.
The African-American women feel sort of left behind by the men, and the men feel sort of diminished by the women, because the women are very, very successful.
I had my own place. I had my own car. I was doing well. But you ain't established enough. You ain't got a degree.
Okay. This one guy particularly comes out and he sort of crosses some lines.
Embrace me.
I don't like your attitude. What? I don't like your attitude.
It was a bit unsettling for me. It really was. I didn't anticipate what was going to happen.
It's an intense conversation, and I think you'll learn a bit if you watch it.
Wow. So I think that's it. They're just showing the teaser.
Yeah, so you see how he came on there to diminish her value as a Black woman. Yeah. That was the point of the show, is to diminish her value. And then one of his problems that was highlighted in there is a problem that still 10 years later is an issue, because all data sources are saying that Black women are running circles around Black men. Black men can't even compete with Black women, let alone any other group of men. But yet she's there to vie for his approval. Like, these are not your men. Don't sit up here and give him that power. He's sitting there talking about he had a car. So he thinks that because he's doing things that he should be doing as a grown man, that somehow that should be enough for her. What does your job and car and apartment have to do with enriching her life, though? And see, this is what I'm talking about with the mentality of Black men. They don't think that they should have to provide anything. They think mediocrity is enough, and it's not. He probably thought he was going above and beyond. It's
adulting for them. I just posted a meme recently on my wall, and one of the guys was mad about it, but it said something to the effect of, no matter how hard a man works or whatever his job is, no matter what that job is, if he's busting his butt to take care of his family, he's a king. And I'm trying to figure out why would we diminish the status of a king to just someone simply adulting? Why is the bar so low? You're adulting when you bust your butt to take care of your family. You're doing what you're supposed to do. So why do they need unnecessary huge praise for regular stuff?
I'm sorry,
I want to know why Black men can't get on Black women's level, honestly. Because this was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Dr. Drew is pointing out the fact that another person is pointing out the fact that Black women are doing better than Black men. Why? Black women don't have any privileges. We're a double minority. We're double oppressed. Oppressed because of our Blackness, oppressed because of our womanness. So if we can transcend two oppressive factors, he is only transcending one. Why is it that we can do better than him, but he has 50 million excuses in the world? Like, it's like, really? At this point, it's disgusting.
Did you notice Dr. Drew when he said the women are feeling left out? This is something that I don't think that the men are looking at really critically. If your male counterpart is publicly saying that your women are left out, you're literally leaving Black women at the mercy of all men to some degree. But so the fact that this is 10 years later, and now we see so many Black women that are willing to go outside and explore their options, what else would this be but the natural progression of being rejected by their own men? In quotes. This is the remedy that Goldman Sachs and other companies now are coming to realize. This is them mitigating for Black society what Black men won't do.
You know, I think you see, the thing about it is, look, first of all, I can't trust anybody who doesn't care for their children. You know what I mean? And look, it's the self-hatred. That's what it all boils down to. You hate your image. You hate who you are. You don't want your children to do well. You hate the women who produce people who look like you. That's not self-love. That's not self-love. Ladies, we're going to be playing the video. I'm sorry, this is just it's so saddening. It's so saddening. All right, we're going to be playing her video of her take on this whole situation.
It's just setting in.
Okay, here.
Okay, like, damn, this shit is just setting in. What the fuck was that? I wasn't gonna get on all up involved in that nigga shit and act like an angry Black bitch. No, man, come on. Dina got a little bit more class than trash in her shit. I came there to just kind of like, find a place of peace and some healing between the brothers and the sisters. I thought we was coming in there to like solve some issues, but I should have known better than that.
What happened?
And I tried to come to him from a place of healing. I was trying to hug it out. This nigga over here jiggling ass cheeks and shit. Like I'm on the fucking pole or something. Obviously got dissed a lot by the girls when he was young and shit. Facial structure, the beard, dreads. It's obvious that Black girls was like, phew.
Oh my goodness.
Who the fuck is this? Am I looking in the mirror? This Diddy bitch coming in thinking she better. Oh, because she got her little short haircut and shit. I done wrote a book. Hey, you need to stop popping your neck. I'm like, and the bitch doing the same goddamn thing. I should have been like, bitch, do you got a man? It's a Diddy bitch who don't want to be associated with the shit, yet just as motherfucking angry as me, talking about she better than me.
See, look at this.
Ooh,
Look at this.
Okay, so
Do you mind pausing this? But look at this. This is what I'm talking about. What is she saying? Does she got a man? She said, oh, does she even have a man? So the pinnacle of success for a Black woman is getting a man. And this is getting a Black man.
But who
and
was she
this
talking
is why
about?
they run
Wait,
around
I'm so
saying
confused.
they're
Who
the
was
prize.
she talking about though?
Because there was apparently another Black woman on the show. We only have a small part of the show. That's what I'm saying. If we were able to find it, which I searched on his website. I think that the Dr. Drew Life Changers, I think that got canceled. I literally cannot find that full clip anywhere, but she is beautiful. But yeah, she's beautiful, but it shows that no matter how much beauty Black women have, the badge of honor is getting a Black man. That's why she said, oh, she don't even have a man. And that's what they say to you. I thought she was talking about
him. I thought she was calling him a sadiddy bitch with his short hair.
Yeah, there was, I think that was like maybe like it might have been a 2-part show. I don't know, but I've seen more of it than the 2 clips there. I've seen more of the show. It's just, I don't know what happened to it. It did get canceled, but I can find it anywhere. Even on his, let me try to look on on Dr. Drew's YouTube channel. Let me just do it one more time to try.
May I just say something really quickly?
Sure,
because this is one thing that I want us to think about when. Okay, so she said that she was angry, and it was obviously that she was. But do Black women not have a reason to be angry? Why do Black women have to hide their anger? Why are we expected to hide when we are angry? Why should women hide anger?
Yeah.
And why would women want to cultivate that in other women? Oh, you're angry. So what if she is angry?
Yeah.
Let's figure out how to get her in a place of not angry.
To me.
Yeah.
Tell me again.
I'm sorry. I was queuing up another video and the sound started playing. Please continue.
Oh, no, I was just saying we have to work through what our anger is, what we're angry about, and move on. Because oftentimes what's going to make us not angry, a lot of people don't want to talk about that. But so what? She's angry. Many women are angry. Are they happy? Are they content? Why would you shame a woman about her anger in such a toxic environment?
Yeah. And you know what? One thing that I'm surprised by is I'm surprised that she came and she brought the heat when she was on her own broadcast, that she seemed like a completely different person. But it's like when she was there on the show, she was exuding a completely different energy. But why did she have all that smoke in private, but not in public?
Because of that, because she knows that Black women expressing their emotions, especially when it's not pretty, when it's not considered kosher, when it's not quote unquote ladylike, when it does not benefit Black men to do so. She knows what that means. She knows that both the men and the women are going to ostracize us. They have taken the fact that women have been angry about these situations and turned that into a weapon against them. So now the woman can't be angry about being left to fend for herself with her children. She can't be angry about not being able to rely on her man. She cannot be angry about not being supported in a very large way. She just has to be quiet and suck it up, because the anger is why they can't or won't do it. At the end of the day, they'll use that as the excuse. And I just say that we should stop trying to please people and take care of ourselves, because that is what everybody else is doing. They're taking care of themselves. And you just sit there and pretend like you're not angry.
Wow, that's deep. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Prophesy, Papa.
Thank you. All right, we have a little bit more of the video, but let's see what this is, because I really, we're playing these live, so I don't know what this is. So let's see.
This whole thing is overwhelming and.
Look at how she's looking at him. What the look? Look at where she's looking at him.
This whole thing is.
What is this? See, this is the coddling I'm talking about. This is the way that you look at something that you see as very precious and delicate and wonderful, that you want to, like.
It's overwhelming and saddening to me.
Yeah.
Tell me again what you perceive to be the problem.
I came here with an agenda, and I had.
Oh, and then it goes into her agenda. We've seen this, and then the Grope and Brunson coddling him, and him acting the effing fool, and all of that. We've seen that. We've seen that. We've seen this. Yes, when he goes to grope her, and the people in the audience are like, "Oh my God," then that's when she loses it. And she starts, and look at his face. Unbelievable. Look at the people in the audience. Let me see if this is something we've seen.
That is where the pain and the anger is coming from, right, sisters? We're tired of being disrespected, overlooked. We're tired of it. It's been going on for, and we're sick of it. And we do not want our
it just only had like a few seconds on there that we hadn't seen. It only had a few seconds on there that we hadn't seen. All right, so let's get back to the video of her talking about what she went through on the show. All right. So here she is. Oh, brother, unbelievable. Let's rewind just a tiny bit.
Me talking about she better than me. Ooh, wee. Okay, so what? Am I on Jerry Springer or am I on Dr. Drew? Which one? Because I feel like throwing a chair. The Oreo cookie sister, how the fuck does she fit in? She don't even factor into the shit. Don't even know she black no more. You know, she done fucking forgot she black, and then a brother get up and fucking say, hey, I like Shakespeare. And he just as corny and fucking whitewashed as her, and she don't even know what the fuck to do. She just fucking gave up, and she ain't even want to say, like, you know what, fuck it, I like white dick. I done had some white dick I like too. Sometimes you don't want chocolate ice cream, sometimes you want vanilla, and it's okay. You get it in a waffle cone. I take a nigga to Shakespeare and have him scratching his head the whole motherfucking night just to impress me. I do shit like that too. Yes, I do. It's okay, you can admit that shit.
What's she talking about? I ain't
You know, he seemed like a nice white man and everything, but I'm like, well, you know, what really is your part in this? We need to get our healing, then we can bring you in and we can hug it out.
This is one of those I want to go viral. The fuck?
Yeah, she did way too much. Like, is that, I'm starting to think, because this was 10 years ago. This was when, this is the height of, you know, talk shows and all this kind of stuff. Well, actually not quite the height, it's the tail end. So, like, I don't know what she's doing besides acting at this point.
I thought this was going to be a conversation. I don't know what this is either. I thought this was going to be a conversation about what she experienced on the show, etc.
Well, she is talking about the show. She's just being a stereotype while she's doing it. But I'm telling you, I'm not able to find any full episodes of this show on any streaming service, and I'm trying to.
Oh,
I'm not able to find it at all.
All right, let's continue.
Dr. Drew, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to really open up some healing, okay? We got some angry black bitches out here. We got some angry black men. If you really want to do something, shit. They put too much hairspray up in this shit. Hi, look, y'all. Camera ready, it's Dina. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, back to business. Peace at the end of the day, Dr. Drew. That's what we want. We want peace. Give us the opportunity to find our peace. What's the secret? Okay, fuck the statistics. What's the real of it? Percent of marriages and what the fuck that got to do with what's going on right here? Right here, right now, we got a crazy lunatic nigga talking about he don't like sisters and his mama don't even like sisters.
Y'all know what's coming next.
What does it all mean? We are bigger than this. We're so much more diverse than this. And out of the chaos comes creation. They ain't never had a bitch act so ignorant and still got brains. It's time for a change.
What was that, ladies? I said, what the hell was, ladies, what was that? What was that?
A hot ghetto mess.
What was that madness we were involved in?
I got nothing.
It's a hot ghetto mess. It really is.
Did
you show the part of what happened after he grabbed her booty?
I did. Girl, where you been? You've been too busy looking for that thing. Yes, how she started hollering out and stuff. Yes,
Oh, yeah, I've been absorbed in trying to find. Because now I'm fascinated as to why I can't even find.
Well, you know that guy met his maker. He's not on Earth anymore.
Oh, actually, there is another clip.
Is there?
There's two other clips that I just found on his YouTube. So let me send it. One, it says too many African American single moms, and there's another clip. I'm about to send both of them to you.
I need feedback on this lady. Don't try to get away from talking about this lady and this nonsense. I need to hear some feedback on this. Don't leave me hanging on this one. What are your thoughts on this woman, Nylah? This is your sister. What do you have to?
I don't know if she's my sister.
She actually might be a daughter of Shahrazad Ali.
Right.
Really?
So she might be a distant cousin that I don't really want to talk about. But yeah, I got nothing. I don't know what to say. I would rather think that she's acting, that this is just a script. I would rather think that.
Okay. I don't know what else to say. All right then. Oh my Lord. Should we take a quick commercial break, come back to the apples, and then let's play the next video? I don't know what to say, ladies. I just that took me out. That took me out.
Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today for just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance. You'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text.
I love that commercial so much. Thank you all so very much. This video has been sponsored by the people who have sent the cash apples, as well as my regular broadcast being sponsored by the people who are part of the text notification squad. Thank you all so very much. If you'd like to join the text notification squad, the link is in the description. It's just $1.99 a month, or $4.99 a month if you're international, or it's $22 a year if you're in the United States, or it is $50 a year if you're international. It's a wonderful way for you to never miss any broadcast, as well as us not to be dependent on these platforms, because no matter where I broadcast, you will be able to get the link, so you will never miss out, especially if you're listening to this on podcast after the fact. You can be here in the house. So look, text notification squad, while we're getting the video geared up, go ahead and throw up your 10s. Let's see the people who are in the house who are part of the text notification squad. Thank you all so very much for sponsoring the show, for participating. Thank you to Cynthia and Nylah for coming out and spending this time with us. We're going to read some of the apples in a moment. I'm going to wait for you all to get your 10s up. There's a little bit of a delay between when I say it and between when you all hear it, and then you'll be able to respond. So as soon as the first 10s start coming up, you'll know that that's how long the delay is. I believe it's 20 seconds. So I appreciate all of you. Let's see. Well, listen, I always appreciate any apple that comes through. Thank you, Tam Tam, for being a part of the text notification squad. Thank you, Jay Hart, Luna, Rod, Jasmine, Joy, Sister, Makiba, Lady Love, Takesha, Dope, Kelly. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it all. Thank you, thank you. You all are so dope. Thank you. And what's that I hear? Hey! Hey! All right. So let's read these apples as they are here. All right, so we have, oh wow, we've gotten in a lot of apples. Let's get these. You know what? I'm gonna lift the mood and put on some of my favorite music. Here we go. I gotta get some other music for the broadcast, you know, because we have to do the royalty freeze over here. So we gotta find poppin' music that's royalty free, but that's the music I dance to at the end. Hey, hey. I always feel like dancing when I hear it. Claire sends $40 and says, there is a global problem of women being commodity. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And just as a reminder, all of the apples today are being split 3 ways between me, Nylah, and Cynthia. So thank you all for contributing. I see that some of you are sending even amounts and divisibles of 3. So thank you. That makes it so much easier. Claire sends $2 and says, since when you slip 3 ways today, women empowerment. Okay. All right. Yes, right. I think you mean split, but yep. Shavega sent $60 and says, 1 woman, 5 men. She had to go to the audience for balance. Was there 5 men up on the stage? Oh my gosh. But she said another woman was there. Lakina sends $90 and says, you ladies are teaching. Thank you. I'm glad that you are appreciating the lessons. Do you all like the background music while we read the apples, or is it distracting? Let me know which one you prefer, and I'll make adjustments accordingly, because you know we're all about bettering the broadcast here. Chandria sends $1 and says, why do Black women try to bond on the basis of all dating dust? Girl, I don't know. I don't bond with that because I don't relate. I don't relate to dust. I got allergies, and you know I got the high-powered vacuum with the super suction and the HEPA filter over here. So no, I don't relate. Shavega sends $6 and say, why not involve another like-minded woman to show? Well, you know what? She said that there was some short-haired woman on the show, but we can't find the whole broadcast. Cynthia is, I guess, a little bit of perfectionism is in her because she's there battling to find it. Cynthia, don't worry about that. We can come back another time, just like we came back on that Julius Part 3, right? All right. No, we're really doing that. Tomorrow, right, ladies? We're doing Julius Part 3, right?
It's fine by me.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
that's fine by me, because I'm gonna
Okay,
get
cool.
some stuff done in between then anyway.
All right. Imani sends $5 and says she pleads to him as if they are married. Well, look, she said they're our men and all this other stuff, so she feels some sort of bond and connection to them while they don't feel it to her. Imani sends cringy, weird video. Listen, that's exactly what it was. It was cringy and weird. All right. Janet sends $15 and says support for the show. Thank you very much, Janet. We appreciate that. Chandria sends another $1 and says, OMG, Tanya, she was on a show called Haters. Really? What type of haters? I don't know this woman. What do y'all know the show Haters? African Beauty.
She's an actress. She's been on a lot of shows.
Oh.
Like she had the IMDb page, so she's been on a number of different shows.
So she is an actress. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Haters is one of them, but they list the amount of other ones that she was on as well.
Oh, goodness. Uh-oh, somebody said please don't read on air, but it was too late for that. Look, if you don't want your thing read on air, you have to send it when we're not on air. So I will read that later. Okay. Sorry, but it was up there for a minute, so everybody's already read it except for me. All right, Chandria sends $1 and says, in the day telling Kim K to stay away from black men. Oh, really? Wow. I did not know that, but she is really pretty. I'm not surprised that she's an actress. All right, Latoya sends $5 and says, becoming more unbothered with black men as I listen. You've got to be unbothered, and you've got to start looking at these people with varied shades of melanin in their skin, hair, and eyes, and find attractiveness in different people who present different ways. Find the best man for you. It's no longer this one-legged race. It's like everybody else is running on 2 legs, and we are choosing people with 1 leg and choosing among. Listen, they say in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. But then look, there are men out there with 2 eyes. Stop going to these one-eyed kings. Hey, Latoya sends $5 and says, we just read that, becoming more unbothered. Let me send some. All right, Crystal sends $10 and says, we're minority, fewer options, spread out to stay busy. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Bree sends $15 and says, keep waking up the masses, ladies. Ow, that's right, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Melise sends $15 and says, intelligent queens queening. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right, thank you for that. And Tierra sends $444 and says, love you, mama. I'm Lady Willow on YouTube. Thank you so much, Lady Willow. We appreciate the love. And then we have $30 from Rose. Thank you so much, Rose. And she says, my favorite ladies. Thank you. A nice number divisible by 3. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we have another video to jump into. This is, so I just got this link. Cynthia, what is this a video of that you just sent me?
So this is what happens after the dude grabs on her booties, because they had to put him backstage because he's so dusty and irate. So they put him backstage, they were having a discussion, and then brought him out again.
Oh, okay. So let's take a